There are times when the courtroom turns into a battlefield where dishonest police officers have to face justice directly, such as this instance, which encompassed the utmost in ugliness. This is because on November 9, 2023, corrupt cop Jamie Knoll got charged with a whopping 31 felonies. When he went on trial, he oozed confidence, but before long, that facade got torn down.
10C01-2403 MC 634, that being in criminal contempt of Jamie Knoll, and 10C01-2311 F5 297, that being State of Indiana versus Jamie Knoll. Mr. Boyles, it's my understanding you have the gentleman here that conducted the search of the Knoll properties.
I do, Your Honor. Let the record reflect that on April 17th, after our original contempt hearing, I requested this court to consider appointing an independent person to do a complete, thorough search of all four of the houses that Mr. Knoll had control over.
Knoll must have been panicking because the first witness they brought on was someone you would never expect.
State your name for the record, please.
Todd Brown.
And Mr. Brown, are you retired from the Federal Bureau of Investigation?
Yes, I do.
How long have you been retired?
Since October of 2022.
Okay. And when you were an agent with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, where were you stationed?
I was stationed first in Louisville, Kentucky, and then after 10 years, I was transferred to the New Albany Resident Agency in New Albany, Indiana.
Okay. Do you have any specialized training in your job as an FBI agent?
I do. I received basic training at the FBI Academy in Quantico, Virginia.
Unfortunately for the greedy cop, the FBI sent someone to investigate him, but what he uncovered is even more shocking.
I asked you if it would be within your capacity to do an inventory of all our client Jamie Knoll's properties that he owned for the purpose of securing any additional weapons that might be there, even though the court didn't authorize that, also to indicate whether any ammunition located in those locations. Is that correct?
That's correct.
They were also located in Jeffersonville?
Yes, all the properties were in Jeffersonville.
Jamie Knoll should have been careful because this agent wasn't going to let him get away with anything.
In order to properly conduct such a search, what did you do? How did you prepare yourself?
After receiving the specific locations, once I got to the first location, I took what I would consider entry photos, which is just general photos of the outside of the property. And then once I entered the residence, I took photos as I moved through the residence.
Okay. And did you conduct it in what I would call an orderly manner, starting on one floor and went to another floor? Is that kind of how you did it?
Yes, yeah.
You better keep watching because you don't want to miss out on all the spicy details of what this FBI agent discovered next.
Well, let's start with the first property that you talked about, which would be 3001 Old Tay Bridge in Jeffersonville. Is that the residence?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Were you able to locate any weapons in that home?
I did.
And what did you locate?
I located a Glock 26 pistol, semi-automatic pistol, a Sig Sauer 1911 semi-automatic pistol, and a shotgun.
The Glock 26, did you also take a photograph of where that was located?
They did well getting a professional to investigate because no one else could find this slimy cop's secret hiding spots.
We have a picture up on the screen which would be for the purpose of having you identify the area where that weapon was found. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And what room of the house is that?
That is a closet next to the laundry room. As you're looking at the photo, the laundry room is in the background of the photo, and the closet is the main part of the photo.
And that's on the main floor of the house?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I noticed that there's a lot of material in that closet. Was that there when you went through it that day?
Yes, sir.
Where was the gun located?
It was so well hidden that our detective would find it impossible to tell you where it was with just words.
It was located in with all these items that are shoved into the closet area here.
Was it on the floor? Was it in an item, or where was it?
Actually, at the time that I located it, I was pulling items out of the closet, and there was a nylon zip case, and I opened the nylon zip case to see what was in it, and that's when there was a gun box inside the zip case. I opened the gun box, and the gun and one magazine was in the box.
Since the court prohibited him from possessing firearms, Jamie Knoll left his properties in unlivable conditions just to hide them.
We're now showing a new photograph of a picture weapon. Can you describe that, please?
Yes, that's the Glock 26 pistol that I found, and that's the manner in which I found it. It was in the box, locked back, and the magazine was in the box also.
And that's the one that came from the closet?
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is that the photograph of a closet located in the master bedroom?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And was there a weapon located there?
There was.
And what was the weapon?
It was a 6-hour 1911 semi-automatic pistol.
Okay. And where was that weapon located?
It was located in this area of the floor. There was a pile of stuff on the floor.
Knoll definitely got caught in 4K UHD, so stay tuned because you won't believe what his reaction is.
State's Exhibit 1.
Not states of the,
I mean, Defendant's Exhibit 1.
so it's Defendant's Exhibit 1 and then.
Right,
Yeah.
sorry.
We're always blue state. Mr. Brown, I'm going to hand you what's been marked for its identification as Defendant's Exhibit 1 and ask you, can you identify that?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
That's a thumb drive that contains the photographs that I took from examining all 4 properties.
As crazy as the condition of his house was, stay tuned because what Brown finds next is even crazier.
Describe what it was.
It was a Remington 1187 police model auto-loading shotgun.
And was that weapon loaded when you discovered it?
No, sir, I don't believe it was.
Is that weapon still at the house?
No, sir, to the best of my knowledge, it is not.
Did someone in the house indicated they wanted it removed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And was it removed?
To the best of my knowledge, yes.
Okay. And it's currently located in Mr. Wilder's office under his protective custody. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
The lawyer could barely believe how idiotic this corrupt cop's antics were, but what happens next is even more bizarre, so make sure to keep watching.
So those are the entire amount of weapons that you found when you searched all 4 properties. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Cross-examination, Mr. Hurdle.
If he was allowed to have the shotgun, why did you remove it?
At the request of his wife.
Was she present when you were there?
She was not.
You spoke to her, though?
No, sir. Paul Meyer spoke to her, and Paul Meyer advised me that she wanted the weapon removed.
And you said Paul Meyer's working on the case. He works for the defense?
Yes, sir.
It seems that Knoll's behavior was so insufferable that even his wife had enough, but his comeuppance is so satisfying you'll want to make sure not to miss out.
Approximately how many rounds of ammunition did you find?
It would be a really rough estimate. I've detailed it in my report. Approximately 5,000 rounds.
What caliber?
Various calibers. They're 9mm, 45, 380, 5.56, 7.62. There could be others. That's what I recall.
This cop couldn't get any more blatant with his court order violations. Still, things are about to take an unexpected twist.
Did you have any contact with the defendant, his wife, or his daughter?
With his daughter.
Which daughter?
Grace.
What was the extent of that contact?
Just to advise that I was at the home.
Had you ever met any of them before?
No, sir.
Had you ever met the defendant before?
I do not specifically recall ever meeting the defendant.
You know things are bad when Noel's own family is working against him, yet the case keeps getting even wilder.
Did you search any vehicles?
I did.
Ammunition or weapons found in any cars, trucks, or other types of vehicles?
No, sir.
Do you recall off the top of your head what vehicles you searched?
There was a Trans Am and a BMW at the residence. Then there were several, what I would call classic cars, older cars.
As if the case wasn't already teetering on absurd, the lavishes of Noel's life as a simple sheriff are truly beyond belief, as you will just see.
Several, more than 10, less than 10?
I would say 10 to 12.
Just how could a simple sheriff like Noel afford all these cars? Be sure to keep your eyes glued to the screen if you want to find out how he did it.
2022,
Yes, sir.
were you able to keep your service revolver or sidearm?
No, sir.
Do you have one you typically carry?
I do.
You know where it's at all times?
Yes, sir.
Did you always know where your service sidearm was? It's probably not a revolver, was it?
No, sir. Yes, sir, I did.
Or to find a service revolver, I keep saying revolver, service firearm in a duty belt with other mags, that's not too far-fetched to believe that one would know where that was at, would it? Rhetorical question, you don't have to answer.
Yes, sir.
Just reinforces my decision to impose sanctions.
This foolish cop dug deeper and deeper pits for himself to fall into, and now the judge is exposing all his little mistakes like you wouldn't expect.
Remington shotgun. Was it in a box when you found it?
No, sir.
Was it near a box? A Remington firearm box?
Not that I recall.
Did it still have tags on it?
No, sir.
Where was it at?
I located it in the basement, what I generally term the theater room.
And not loaded?
No, sir.
Not much use for self-defense, is it?
No, sir.
You might expect Noel to get off easy in the end, but this judge was not about to let him get off that easily.
I'm not going to impose any further sanctions today because it was not certified to me that there was no further firearms. But after today, if there's any further firearms found, there will be additional sanctions. So if your client needs to tell you something, he needs to tell you right now. You need to take a few moments and ask.
One thing we would add,
Hold
Your
on.
Honor, is the duty weapon.
Let us get back on. Okay, we're back on that. Go ahead.
The only thing we could add, Your Honor, is there's no weapons in the house now, and the duty weapon was seized on the original search. It was in the console of his car.
Okay.
So the one that was found was not the duty weapon.
Okay.
Thank you.
The judge and prosecutor didn't stop berating the defense just yet, so make sure to stay tuned because you won't want to miss this.
Why was it in a service holster with additional mags? And you don't have to answer that.
Well, because I don't carry guns, so I don't know, Judge. I got a BB gun.
That's Mr. Brown, thank you. And thank you for conducting the search for me. I appreciate it.
I know the court made its decision not to issue any more sanctions, but from the state's perspective, the finding of 2 additional weapons, one a service weapon, one that was loaded, easily accessible, is still concerning and troubling to the state. I know it is to the court as well.
Noel lucked out by the skin of his teeth, but a month later, the judge would give this dirty criminal just the treatment he deserves.
Mr. Stewart, I want you to know I have the greatest respect for your legal knowledge and your knowledge of procedure. You're an intelligent man. I'm going to reiterate this again. I told Mr. Noel not to do anything stupid, not to deceive me, not to define me. He would not like the consequences. Didn't seem like he listened the first time. You released, and thus I sentence you to 60 days for contempt.
This judge simply wasn't having it, and he kept tearing into Jamie Knoll. So make sure to keep watching because this is about to get much more interesting.
Your behavior since you were released seems to fit into all these categories. You know, I'm just a country boy from Washington County with a public school education. But when somebody warns me not to do something, I try to heed that warning because we say what we mean up there.
The judge made things personal, but Knoll's nightmare was just beginning.
All the while, every day, individuals are trying to survive, working paycheck to paycheck with their own money that they've worked hard for while you're out flaunting the luxuries acquired allegedly at the expense of taxpayers. So with all these luxuries and all the money that you've allegedly taken, I'm thinking about $1.5 million in bond ought to be appropriate. You should be able to post that with no problems with everything that you have.
This was so unexpected that the courtroom went completely silent, and the defense's reaction is simply priceless.
If you don't listen to that and you post it, I don't know where we're going. That's
Is that an increase by 1.5 million or is it totally 1.5?
Oh, do you have that much in the bank of Wilder over
Judge,
there?
I was just trying to figure out my math over here.
We'll make it 1.5 even.
Thank you.
Shall we hold it until you go get it?
I would say this is Wilder probably would have a question about that. Thank you.
Is there anything else? Mr. Stewart, I may be wrong, but my responsibility is to the citizens of Clark County and the state of Indiana.
Things couldn't seem to get worse, but this was just the beginning of the end for the corrupt Jamie Knoll.
Count 31, you understand and admit that between November 9th of 2023 and March 29th of 2024, you knowingly or intentionally exerted unauthorized control over property of Volunteer Firefighters Association with the intent to deprive the Firefighters Association of the value of the property, and the value of the property was in excess of $50,000. More particularly, there were American Express credit card purchases in the amount of $37,151 and Sam's Club credit card purchases in the amount of $15,667. You understand that that is a violation of the law of the state of Indiana?
Yes, sir.
And that you acknowledge and admit that you committed that offense in count 31, theft is a level 5 felony.
Being forced to admit your heinous crimes in front of the courtroom is bad enough, but Knoll's true punishment will really shock you, so keep watching.
Mr. Harold, do you have any further questions of Mr. Knoll?
Mr. Knoll, you know you don't have to plead guilty to anything today, don't you?
I'm sorry?
You know you don't have to plead guilty to anything today?
Yes, sir. More of that.
It's your choice?
Yes, sir.
You're pleading guilty because you committed these crimes?
Yes, sir.
Nothing else, Judge.
Nothing related to those questions, Judge. Thank you.
This level of honesty is astounding, but just wait and see what's about to go down because it will definitely blow your mind.
As you are well aware, and Mr. Wilder's aware, have rights. And I'd like to hear from some of the victims, or a lot of the victims, at a date in the future in regards to whether they believe that this is an appropriate sentence or whether they don't believe it's an appropriate sentence. I think it appears that Mr. Knoll spent approximately almost 10 years incarcerated with a period of probation.
The judge didn't stop there with taking down this guilty cop. The judge's calmness is going to break down, so just wait and see how he bashes the disgusting cop for his actions.
As I hope Mr. Knoll has learned from my previous actions that I mean what I say and I say what I mean. So, Mr. Hurdle, who may potential victims, and I mean not just management, not just the sheriff's department, I mean EMS workers that have lost their jobs, paramedics that are not out there saving people because the money was diverted for pleasures. I want to hear from people that don't have $800 belts. I want to hear from taxpayers that have been aggrieved by the actions of this individual.
Next, a once respected officer finds himself on the receiving end of a harsh courtroom verdict after years of abuse come to light.
Put your hands behind your back.
Sir, you're hurting me.
Okay.
On the 6th of August 2023, a man exercising his rights in Bowmanville, Canada, had an unfortunate run-in with such tyrants, led by a certain Sergeant O'Connor.
Very good. Can I ask what we're doing here?
Just taking some pictures, video.
Of what though?
Everything I can
Police
see.
facility?
Everything I can see.
Okay. Everything that you can see.
Yep.
Okay. In regards to what?
Just doing some public filming, man.
Doing public filming. You can't film a police facility. You
Why is
understand
that?
right? It's private property. And there's a lot of things that happen in there that are police related that can't be on the news and such.
What law is that?
That's the general law. It's trespassing.
What law is it then?
It's a general law.
So me filming in there is trespassing?
Yes.
After being tipped off something was wrong about these cops, the cameraman asks something of the officers you wouldn't expect.
What's your name, sir?
O'Connor.
And your name?
Higgins.
What's your name, sir?
Quigley.
Your name, sir?
Quivertance.
You guys agree with what he just said? I'm not allowed to film whatever I can see from public?
In a private facility? No. In a police facility? No.
Whatever I can see from public, I can film, sir. Are you guys gonna back him up on that, or are you gonna kick me out of here?
No, we're just gonna stand here until you leave.
So I'm free to go. Am I being detained?
No.
So I'm free to go, right?
Yes.
Then I'm free to stay as well, right?
Well, and we'll stay right here with you.
These cops knew they were making up the law, but this man knew the law better than these petty tyrants.
No, it's very good use of our time. You're the one that's exhausting it right now for no reason.
Sir, did you swear an oath to the Canadian Charter of Rights?
Yes, I did.
Do you know about freedom of the press?
Yes. Do you?
I'm exercising it right now, sir.
Okay, explain it to me.
I can film whatever I want from public.
Okay, explain it to me.
I just did.
No, explain the whole Charter of Freedom to me. Go ahead.
I just did, sir. In layman's terms,
Okay.
I can film whatever I want from public.
You film whatever you want. We're trying to figure out what you're doing here. You want to stand here? We'll stand here with you.
If you came here more politely, I'd tell you what I was doing.
No, when people are filming my facility,
That's your facility.
Yes, I work there. That's my facility.
These nasty cops have no right to transgress upon his constitutional freedoms, so instead they started acting like immature boys.
It's not mine, too.
No. You work there?
I pay tax dollars.
So do I.
So it's public property, right?
No, it's private property.
Visitors parking right there, brother.
Yep.
So
Still private property in the
Still private
visitors
property.
parking.
it's visitors parking.
Still private property.
Trust me, I've been through this with many other departments.
Okay.
If you want to keep going this way, I recommend not to, bro.
I don't care. I'll stand here as long as you want to.
I know all my laws and all my rights.
Do you?
Yeah. You standing here is just making yourself look like, you know, a bad guy. What are you doing?
Not really.
Could be out there.
doing my job.
These guys just left on patrol. Came back to waste your time just to back up O'Connor here. He seems to know what he's talking about. First he told me I can't film in there and that it would be trespassing.
Yeah, you can't film
Now
within
you're
our
saying
facility.
that I can, but you're just gonna sit
You
here
can't
listening.
film within our facilities, for instance.
Are you gonna arrest me if I do, sir? Okay, then I can. Right? Don't come give me unlawful orders and unlawful directives. Sir. Be more professional.
I'll be professional when you leave.
I'm not going anywhere.
Okay.
Trust me, I'll be here long before you leave.
Is there something you're looking for in particular? It's a simple question.
Do I have to answer it?
This man makes the cops go silent, and now he has them on the back foot instead of the other way around.
Is there something that we can talk about here as why you're here and the purpose of it? This is just what you wanted to do?
Anything more to ask? I've already said I don't want to answer any of your questions.
You didn't say you didn't want to. You said, do I have to? And I said, no, you don't have to.
I established from the beginning that I don't want to answer any of your questions, but I've been polite enough to answer some.
Okay. So you don't want to be
I
polite
gave you
enough?
the common courtesy that you have not given me.
So you don't want to be polite and answer some more questions, or what?
I give respect where it's deserved.
Okay.
The man can only show so much Canadian courtesy before his patience runs out from dealing with these corrupt cops, and he goes off on them.
What's your name, sorry?
I didn't give it.
Oh, I'm just asking what's your name. I didn't get it.
I don't want to give my name at this point.
How come?
Because I feel like I'm being threatened.
No, you're not being
I'm
threatened.
being harassed.
We're having a conversation,
My
right?
Canadian right to film in public, whatever I can see from public, including private property. That's my Canadian right. I can do that. I don't have to answer any of your questions. I don't have to cooperate in your little investigation here. I don't have to do any of that. I'm glad your body cameras are on, and you might learn a lesson here today. You might get a little bit educated. Next time you see somebody else filming, maybe go up to them and say, hey man, how's it going? It's a beautiful facility, huh? Would you like to take some pictures of my squad car? Instead of the attitude you came out with your Connor 3150. Just keep backing them, just makes you guys look like clowns too, honestly. Tyrants. The main tyrant tagged along by the other tyrants who just follow whatever. Because you guys are brothers in arms, right? Back to blue.
Absolutely.
I'm a Canadian citizen exercising my rights, and none of you have my back.
You're back for what?
None of you have my back.
For what?
You're in trouble in any
This
way.
man wants to stand here with me for what?
Are you in trouble in any way? Do you need help with anything? I've asked you. You didn't want to answer me.
I answered selected questions. Like I said, I'm a Canadian citizen exercising my rights, and you guys are trying to infringe upon them, especially you, O'Connor.
These dirty cops can't believe the pushback they're getting, and they take it super personally.
But the other guy doesn't make you any less of a bad guy too. You're supporting him. You even said it. You said you had his back. I remember.
I do.
You do? Mm-hmm. So you support what he says. I can't film in there. That's what he said at the start, right? But now we switched it up.
No,
and
no,
you're
switched
still
it up.
backing it up. You're still backing it up. So if I film in there, what are you going to do? You told me I can't do it. You said it's common law, quote unquote. It's common law. I can't film into your facility.
Yes, because there's police techniques.
Am I breaking common law right now? I'm zooming in. Am I breaking common law right now, sir?
In my mind, yes.
Okay, and what law is that?
That's my law. That's my facility.
Would you like to arrest me, sir?
No, I don't.
Okay, then what are you trying to accomplish here, bud?
Nothing. I'm standing here with you.
I'm willing to go to jail to defend my rights.
What rights do you have? What rights do you have? What rights do you have?
I have the right to film in public, just like I can lay a pray mat out right here and pray to Allah. I have that right. That's my Canadian Charter rights. I have the right to call you jackass and give you the middle finger.
Yes, you do.
That's Canadian Charter rights, Section 2, Part B. All three of those. Okay.
Glad you're educated.
O'Connor can't believe this stranger knows the law better than him and his goonies, and now he's too scared to do anything to him.
I'm not glad that you're not. I'm not glad that I had to teach you that.
No, I know that.
I'm sure you
Went to
don't.
school for it. Been doing it for 20 years.
This guy over here is getting tired. I don't blame him. You're getting tired of listening to me.
Yes.
I'm a part of this community. I'm a member of the public.
Where do you
You're
live?
getting tired of here. You're getting tired of
Where do
here.
you live?
I'm a part of this community.
Where do you live?
If I was standing on the road like this, you guys would be telling me to get up the road or you'd arrest me, correct? You guys are above the law.
This citizen says it as it is, and you wouldn't believe how angry this corrupt cop gets for being called out.
Who said that?
You're acting under the color of law right now, right?
Who said we're above the law? Was that what you're saying?
I'm suggesting that,
You're
yeah.
suggesting that.
You guys are in the middle of the road. What are you doing?
No, we're not in the middle of the road. We're on the side of the road.
That's safety, man. Officer
Middle of
safety.
the road's over there.
You guys talk about officer
Right ahead to
safety all the
educate you.
time. What are you doing on the road, bud? You know how many cars, you've been here, what, like 15 minutes? You know how many cars have been around us? Constable O'Connor. I'm going to want an incident report, incident number for this interaction as well. I want that body camera footage.
Yeah, you can put it in freedom of
Don't worry,
information
I'll get
request
that
for
body
it.
camera footage and that one, and that one, and that one.
Okay.
Anything you guys conspired before walking up to me, anything you conspire after, I'll have all of that. So don't mute it. Appreciate it. That's another Canadian right of mine.
What's that?
The freedom to your information.
Yeah, Freedom of Information Act, yeah. I just explained that. You can gather all you want from there.
I can. Thanks. You're teaching me something good here, O'Connor.
I'm trying.
Even after so much arguing, you won't believe how childish this cop's argument is for impeaching on this Canadian citizen's rights.
You want me to leave?
Yes,
Yeah, why?
because I don't like you filming the police station.
Well, You're at work right now, right?
Yes, I
Under
am.
the color of law? Am I breaking the law?
No.
Then why do you want me to leave?
Because I don't feel the need for you to be filming a police station when there's police techniques that are involved.
That has
in
nothing
this.
to do with you.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
I work here. It does.
That has nothing to do with you. I can be on this public easement all I
Why don't
want.
you just tell us what you're looking for then?
Why don't you just leave me alone, Higgins? Why don't you just go back to work?
We can't. We're dealing with you.
You're dealing with me, yeah. Yeah. You really are. Doing a good job.
Appreciate that.
Don't worry, we're
Thanks for
gonna
the support.
rewind all of this back and see all the things that you tried to tell me at the beginning of this interaction that weren't true and that were unlawful. And you're trying to tell me, you're trying to bully me away
Am I?
from me. Yeah, you were. You were. Yeah. You thought that I didn't know my rights. You thought that I wouldn't know what I was talking about. You thought that I wouldn't know.
Don't care if you know what you're
It's
talking
okay.
about.
You picked the wrong one today, O'Connor.
Sounds like they're called to restrain somebody. I heard that they
Just when you thought these cops couldn't get any more useless, the unexpected happens just to prove that point.
Seems like that guy just committed a traffic violation.
Which one?
It's on the surface right there.
What did he do?
We got it on camera.
What did he do? If you know the
Did you
law,
see it?
what did he do?
Maybe Cooper's hand. Sorry, I forgot. My apologies. I didn't mean no disrespect. Maybe his video camera has it.
It really seems like these cops are just looking for an excuse to waste their time and infringe on someone's rights rather than do their job they get handsomely paid to do.
Did I tell you to leave yet? Have I asked you to leave? Have I told you?
Did you tell me if I film in there it's breaking the law?
I said it's
Yes, you did.
common law, yes. Because
Thanks.
there's police techniques.
Keep talking.
That can't be
You have the
filmed.
right to remain silent, O'Connor. Keep talking yourself into a hole. You have the right to remain silent, brother. Please, exercise your Canadian rights.
I am.
You have the right to remain silent, O'Connor. You have anything to drink tonight, sir?
Have you?
Are you okay, sir?
Yes, I
You
am.
need medical
Are you?
help?
No.
When the script is flipped on him, this cop goes silent and has no idea what to say. But it gets even more embarrassing for these sad cops.
Bowmanville Police, O'Connor, 3150. Big tough guy. Boss of the sidewalks. Breaker of cameraman. I'm sure the community loves you around here, man.
They do, actually.
Guess what? I'm part of that community. You treat me very good today.
Anyways, is there anything particular we can help you out with? 'Cause this is wasting time.
You don't say, Constable Higgins. Don't say. Sergeant Higgins.
Do you want anything in particular? Just
Sergeant
answer the
Higgins,
question.
you enjoy the rest of your shift.
All right. Just stay off the property,
You
man.
guys go kick snow.
All right.
Okay?
If you need
Walk the
something
shit.
particular, you let us know. Okay.
You have a good shift. Okay. Bye, O'Connor. Told you we-
Even after all the cops left, O'Connor couldn't help but keep annoying the poor cameraman.
Are you safe?
Take a walk, O'Connor. Kick snow.
Are you safe?
Your fingers are getting a little close to mine. Please.
Are you safe? That's
Not
all I'm
touch.
asking.
Have a good shift, O'Connor.
Are you safe? Is what I'm asking. Just say yes or no.
Take care, O'Connor.
Thanks for your step back.
Have a good one, O'Connor.
Thanks for listening to me. Thanks for listening to my instructions. I appreciate it.
These cops were so petty and disrespectful you wouldn't believe it. But the ones in the next case cross the line and get caught red-handed with their shameful actions.
No.
You sure?
Oh my God.
On August 8, 2022, Angel Guise and her friend were hanging out at a park near Atlanta when a cop pulled up and decided to ruin their day.
What's going on? How y'all doing?
Hello.
All right. Well, I see the Ohio time. I'm not sure if y'all from here or not, but you can't be inside the park in the city of Atlanta between the hours 11 p.m. 6 a.m.
Okay.
You got your IDs on you? You have your IDs on you?
Yes.
Let me need them. All right, sir. Like I explained to you, you can't be in the park at night. You're just gonna receive a simple ticket stating that you was in the park at the hours. All right. Leave you to sign right on the X.
Where am I signing over? Is it a charge or anything, or
It's just a ticket. All right, so you're gonna receive a ticket for being in the park at the hours. All right. Just need you to sign right here on the X.
But because we're out of, didn't you say we were out of time so we wouldn't have known that?
Yeah, but that's not a valid reason why you should be in the park because you're from out of town.
And what's your back number?
7452.
This cop can't seem to pick what he means to say, but this short interaction is just an excuse for the ridiculous behavior this cop is about to pull.
What's your first name?
I'm not gonna give you my first name.
Okay, and I don't have to sign this, right?
You do have to sign it.
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, like I explained to him, if you don't sign it, then you're gonna be physically taken to jail.
Gotcha.
So you refusing to sign?
What's your name?
Officer Brooks, 7452.
What's the badge number?
I gave it to you 2 times, man.
Okay, I'm asking again.
And I'm not giving it to you.
Okay.
Are you gonna sign it?
No, because I want your badge number.
That's fine.
This cop starts off by threatening to take her to jail, and just like that, you can gauge what his real intentions were for stopping these two.
Want to put your hands behind your back for me? Hey, listen, my man. She says she's not signing it. Put your hands behind your back.
Sir,
Ma'am.
you're hurting me.
Okay. I'm asking you to put your hands behind your back.
Sir.
Put your hands behind your back. 12, start me, man.
Sir.
Ma'am, put your hand behind your back.
Come on.
I need you to back up.
I'm just saying, like,
I need you to back up.
You don't need to touch her like that.
She's not putting her hands behind her back.
I'm asking a question. All I'm doing is
Put your
asking
hands
a
behind your
question.
back. Put your hands behind your
Mr.
back. You're
Brooks.
under arrest. Put your hands behind your back. I asked you to sign the ticket. You told me you're not signing it.
Sir,
Put your hands
I'm
behind your back.
asking you a question.
Okay? I'm letting you know. I'm not going to ask you again. I'm going to forcibly put your hands behind your back.
But, sir, Mr. Brooks, is this really necessary? Mr. Brooks.
Hold on. Hey, listen, my man. Back up.
She needs to put her. Let her put her phone down.
Okay, you can put your phone down.
Okay, Mr. Brooks.
Come on, sir.
God.
Hold on.
Put your hands behind your back.
I'm not saying that I'm refusing to sign the ticket. I'm going to sign the ticket.
You don't have an option now.
Because but I'm going to sign the ticket, Mr. Brooks. I'm going to sign the ticket. I'm going to sign the ticket.
No, I'm not here to play games with you.
I know, but I'm going to sign.
Put your hands behind your back.
Mr. Brooks, I'm going to sign.
Put your hands behind your
Sir,
back.
you don't have to.
Resisting.
You do not have
I'm
to.
asking you, why am I putting my hands behind my back?
You're under arrest.
I'm going to sign the ticket, but why am I under arrest? Why am I
She's
under
about to
arrest?
sign the ticket.
I'm going to sign the
She's
ticket.
about to sign the ticket.
I'm
That's all
going
you
to sign
wanted
the
to do
ticket,
is sign
Mr.
the
Brooks.
ticket. That's all it is.
I'm going to sign the ticket.
That's how she signed the ticket. You told me you're not signing
I'm
it.
going to sign the ticket now. Mr. Brooks, I'm going
You
to
don't
sign
have
the
that
ticket.
option.
Rather than trying to make the community safer, all this cop cares about is getting this woman behind bars for absolutely made-up reasons.
Why don't I have the option, Mr.
I
Brooks?
gave you 2 options.
She was just asking for your
Mr.
badge
Brooks,
number
I'm
at
asking
first.
for your badge number, and I wasn't clear on why you weren't giving me your badge
Sir, you
number.
don't have to, sir, you do not have to hold her like that.
Oh my God!
Sir, you do not have to drag her like
Mr.
that.
Brooks, I'm telling you that I'm going.
Sir.
I'm going to sign.
Sir,
the ticket.
you do not have to grab her like that.
I'm going to sign the ticket, Mr. Brooks. I'm going to sign the ticket. Why am I being arrested? Can you please tell me why I'm being arrested? Oh my God! I'm so scared. God, please, in the name of Jesus, please, God, in the name. Why am I being arrested, Mr. Brooks? I'm going to sign the ticket. Mr. Brooks, why am I being arrested? Why am I being arrested? I don't understand why I'm being arrested. Can you please tell me why I'm being arrested?
Rather than letting her sign the ticket like a sane and well-adjusted cop, this monster uses the situation as an excuse to let out his violent urges on this innocent woman.
Turn around and put your hands behind
Can you
your
tell
back.
me why I'm being arrested? I have the right. I have the right to know. Oh my God!
Put your hands behind your back. Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
What are you taking her for?
I didn't take it.
Why are you pulling it out?
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Come on, sir, this is unnecessary. What are you doing? This is over this whole park.
Why am I being arrested?
Just put your hands behind your back.
I don't understand why I'm being arrested. That's why I'm not putting my hands behind my back. You have not given me a reason. So why am I getting? I'm not. You didn't haven't told me my rights. You haven't told me why I'm being arrested. That's exactly why I'm not putting my hands behind my back.
So you have not read her Miranda rights and none of that.
This cop takes some sick satisfaction in manhandling this woman in front of her friend. But luckily for her, everything is being recorded.
I need you to back up, sir.
Sir, I'm not backing up with you.
Got everyone recorded.
Oh my God! I don't understand why I'm not being arrested. I don't understand. Please, sir, you have not told me why I'm being arrested. That's why I have not put my hands behind my back. You have not told me that you have not read me my rights or anything. And you're steady doing this to me. I don't understand. Can you please just tell me why I'm getting arrested? That's all I'm asking.
I just told you.
Why? Why
You refused to sign the ticket.
I did not. I told you I was going to sign the ticket, Mr. Brooks. I told you I was going to sign the ticket.
This cop doesn't take his duties seriously at all, and he shows it clearly in the next few minutes.
I don't understand.
Put your hands behind your back, man.
I'm telling you, I'm going to sign the ticket, Mr. Brooks. I will sign the ticket, please.
Now, put your hands behind your back.
Why you? I don't understand.
Put your hands behind your back.
You're handling me.
Put your hands behind your back.
You do not need to handle her like that, sir.
Please, God, please.
This situation has gone out of hand.
Put your hands behind your back.
You're hurting me. You are hurting me.
Okay, put your hands behind your back.
I told you I'm not putting my hands. You have not told me or read me my rights. You have not done any of that. You're not telling me why I'm going to jail.
Sir, this is unnecessary.
God.
Put your hands behind your back.
Please, God, please. Mr. Brooks, tell me why I'm being arrested.
I had to get. She's
You're
hurt right
hurting
now.
me.
She's
You
hurt
are
right now.
hurting
Hold on
me.
for a second, bro.
Stop resisting.
I'm trying to tell you.
She's talking to you.
Ouch. You are, Mr. Brooks, you are hurting my arm.
Come on, man.
Oh my God! Is this real? Please, God, in the name of Jesus, please, God, I'm not being arrested.
Sir, y'all are hurting her. Serious sister, go now move.
Oh my God!
Code 4063.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Rather than making the situation calmer, these officers do everything they can to make poor Angel's day worse than it already is.
Oh my God!
What do you mean back up? This is my friend. Y'all don't know her. How does it? She's hurting right now. She's crying. What do you mean take care of her? We was just here for a party. Now she's under arrest. You got any weapons on you? Any knives, anything like that?
No.
You sure? Alright.
Oh my God.
Put your feet inside.
Oh my God. Can I have my phone?
Do not forget to watch as this officer tries to use excuses and lies to get out of trouble. On 24th August 2023, Blendon Township police officers flagged 6 months pregnant Takia Young for petty shoplifting and decided to make a cruel example out of her.
Back in service 1828.
Get out of the car. Then get out. Go. Then get out.
Get out of the car.
Get out of the car.
Get out of the car.
The vile cops continued pummeling the pregnant woman with orders even after filling her chest with lead.
2 shots fired.
Shots fired. Stop the car. Stop. Car.
We're going to have a 34 on the Courtroom route. She's going to be at.
While Takia and her unborn daughter unfortunately passed on, the cop got put on paid leave. But things wouldn't turn out so well for the devil in a uniform.
You never have to pull that gun on her, ever. It wasn't called for. He was a bully with a badge. I wanted to see Connor Grubb pay for what he did because it was wrong. It was wrong for him to take her and her baby out of here like he did. And I seen it on his body cam video.
Grubb should have thought twice about pulling the trigger because Takia's family would make him regret it for the rest of his life.
I'm Sean Walton. I represent the family of Takia Young, and I'm here today with Takia's grandmother. Today marks a solemn victory in the pursuit of justice for Takia Young and her unborn daughter. Grubb now faces 4 counts of murder, 4 counts of felonious assault, and 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter.
Even though a grand jury found the corrupt cop liable for ending Takia's life, the response of his police department tells you exactly what shade of evil they are.
I'm Blendon Township Chief of Police John Belford. A grand jury's indictment is merely the first step in the legal process, and Officer Grubb is presumed innocent like anyone charged with a crime. We're starting the disciplinary process immediately. After reviewing the facts, the trustees will decide on the necessary disciplinary actions. I want to be very clear. We're not passing any judgment on whether Officer Grubb acted properly. We haven't seen the evidence. However, since people who've been indicted may not legally possess a firearm, the indictment against him leaves us with no choice but to immediately begin the disciplinary process.
At least this officer has some sense, unlike his homicidal comrades.
I'm hurt. I'm hurt that what they just did was wrong. Because they just letting him walk out the jail. They letting him walk right out.
But it's tough because they're going to go home and think about this. Tomorrow they're going to think about it, and every day until there is a conviction. So to stand strong until conviction.
The court has left the cop walking on thin ice for now, and in the future, possibly behind bars. Glendon Township Police Department Officer Connor Grubb was indicted on 4 counts of murder, 4 counts of felonious assault, and 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter. The trial to convict Officer Grubb is still ongoing. An indictment would be disastrous for any cop, but the insanity in the next case makes this one look like child's play. On 6th of September 2018, an off-duty officer in Dallas named Amber Geiger walked into her neighbor Botham Jean's apartment and did something outright horrifying.
Dallas 911, this is Carla. Where's your emergency?
Hi, this is an off-duty officer. I need EMS.
Okay, you're with Dallas PD, right?
Yes.
What's going on?
I'm an off-duty officer. I thought it was in my apartment, and I shot a guy thinking it was my apartment.
You shot someone?
Yes, I thought it was my apartment. I'm gonna lose my job. I thought it was my apartment, and I shot a guy thinking it was my apartment.
You shot someone?
Yes, I thought it was my apartment.
The operator was stunned, but this awful cop couldn't stop digging a deeper hole for herself with her horrible excuses. Amber was only worried about losing her job. However, this heartless cop should have been prepared for far worse.
It's about 9:10, 9:15, and I go up. It's a circle garage. I go up. 100% sure I parked on the 3rd floor. I was like, so lucky. Like I got a front spot. Usually it's hard because I always carry my equipment. So it's like I didn't have to walk a long ways because that hallway I always walk down is so long. So I get out, I go down, and make left onto the hallway where my apartment's at.
Speaking so no one can hear her seems to be her only strategy. But what she is about to say paints a dark light on the horrifying reality of what occurred in the apartment.
And I put the key fob in the door, and I don't even have to turn it. It's like the door's already cracked or something, so I push it, and I hear some movement around in the apartment, and so I automatically draw my gun thinking somebody's in my apartment that doesn't belong there. I'm the only one that lives there. No one does. And so when I open it, I pull my gun. I still have my bags and everything. I pull my gun out, and I see a dark body, like a silhouette, just standing in the very back. It's dark inside. I can't see anything.
Amber makes excuses that she couldn't see the victim, but you'll be shocked by how crazy her excuses for this despicable crime go.
I say, let me see your hands. The person keeps moving around. I can't see where his hands are going. And so at that point, I feel like you're gonna kill me. Obviously, you're in my apartment. I feel like you don't belong there, so you see me, you're gonna be spooked and be like, I got caught. And so I feel like you're gonna kill me, and I know you're gonna kill me. And then at that point, he's moving, and he somehow ends up more towards the front of the or like the front portion of the counter, I guess, kind of closer from where he was. You're going to kill me. And so I shoot 2 times. I'm looking around, I'm like, okay, it's not my home. I still have my gun out. I holster up and I call 911.
After saying she couldn't make out Botham, this cop shows how truly remorseless and sick she is.
I say, let me see your hand, let me see your hand. He doesn't do anything. I'm usually the typical person. He did start being aggressive. He started going, hey. And to me, you're yelling at me like, oh, you're about to kill me.
Did he say anything?
He said, hey, aggressively. Mm-hmm. And that's all he said. And I said, let me see your hands.
Okay.
Gunpowder.
Okay.
So, the halls smell like weed. The guy across the way from me smokes a lot of weed.
Okay. And did this particular hallway smell like weed?
Yeah, they always smell like weed. It's nothing new. Everybody knows that.
Okay.
As if blaming the victim for the crime she committed isn't enough, Amber puts on an emotional act that is outrageous to see.
Trying to do compressions and stay on the phone with 911. I'm telling him, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm like, hey, bud, stay with me. Until this. But I got to the apartment number. I had to walk outside. And I walked back in and continued trying. And I'm sorry.
This twisted officer must have no shame because her crocodile tears still don't seem to end.
I just wanted to go home. I wanted to pick up my dog today. That's all I wanted to do. There was somebody in my apartment. My dog was. I told him I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I was trying to stay calm to the operator. He was gonna kill me.
As if fake crying wasn't bad enough, what we learn about her in the courtroom is beyond shameful.
As you inserted the key or started to insert the key into the lock, did you see anything wrong with the door?
I saw it was cracked open.
Okay, keep your voice up.
It was cracked open.
Did you see anything else or notice anything else at that point in time?
I heard moving around inside my apartment.
What type of moving around?
Loud shuffling, someone walking.
How is it possible that Geiger could have made such a massive mistake like this? The horrible truth regarding the incident would soon be revealed.
What do you do normally?
When I come home, I just put the key into the keyhole, and then I turn it to the left, and then I unlock or use the door handle and turn it down and push open the door. And at the same time, I'm hearing this moving around. But me putting that key, the key fob into the lock is pushing the door open. And everything's happening all at once.
There is no possible excuse for shooting an unarmed man in his own home, but Geiger's gross justifications will shock you.
Tell the jury what you felt inside and what you felt in your brain when you saw those three things happen.
I was scared to death.
How quickly did that happen?
Less than 2 seconds. It was quick.
Okay. Why were you scared?
I compare it to being into a car wreck. Right before you hit that car, you literally just, everything freezes up inside your body.
I wonder if Geiger's dramatic fear at that moment could compare to Jean's when he faced Geiger, as she described exactly what she did next.
As the door opened, did you see anything in your apartment?
Yes, I did. That's whenever, directly in the middle towards the window, is when I saw this silhouette figure standing back there. I pulled my gun out and I yelled at him. It's like, let me see your hands, let me see your hands.
What was the figure doing?
It moving around.
Any proper officer with decent training would know the best thing to do in such a situation is to call home for backup. Alas, she did something much more different instead.
What did the figure do after you said, let me see your hands?
He started coming towards me.
How fast was he coming towards you?
A fast-paced walk.
Wasn't running?
Wasn't running.
All right. When you saw him coming towards you, what was going through your mind?
I thought that he was coming at me. He said he couldn't see his hands. He was going to kill me.
Did you hear anything as he was walking towards you?
There was a loud yell. He was yelling, hey, hey, hey.
Geiger did her best to make herself seem sympathetic during this retelling, but the next demonstration made all her attempts useless.
Do you know the length of your apartment from the front door to that back where the figure was is how far?
30 feet.
Okay. And I showed you a mark of this about right here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I want you to first tell the jury exactly how loud you said, let me see your hands.
I have my gun pointed, and I'm saying, let me see your hands, let me see your hands.
What were you focused on?
Him.
Just him?
Yes.
Soon, the real horrific truth would be revealed that would completely ruin Amber.
The deleted text. You'll hear about that. Deleted text. Martin Rivera, yeah, I deleted text. Well, we all know why Martin Rivera deleted text. He's a married man. He had an affair. He was sending sexually explicit text messages and photos with Amber Geiger. He doesn't want his wife to find that out. Amber Geiger always deleted his messages.
The way this hidden affair of Geiger's ties into the case really is the cherry on top.
He was supposed to come over, and either Amber Geiger was so excited she made all these mistakes, or she was so disappointed. That's pure conjecture, but they use an email or a text from Martin where he said around 5:55 p.m., "When can I come over?"
The way the defense disgustingly tries to twist this information into her favor is insane.
First when they come over, they go, "Told you that Martin Rivera went to a Boy Scout meeting. Then he went to the gym, and then he stopped to get something to eat. And what's his habit when he was out doing that? He would call Amber Geiger. And they told you that, yes, they'd had a sexual relationship, but that had ended either late 2017 or in early 2018.
I feel like a terrible person. I feel like a piece of crap. I hate that I have to live with this every single day of my life. And I ask God for forgiveness, and I hate myself every single day. I feel like I don't deserve the chance to be with my family and friends. I wish he was the one with the gun that killed me. I never wanted to take an innocent person's life.
Amber seems to think a few tears will let her get off scot-free, and she still continues to dig her own grave on the stand. Well, she is horribly mistaken.
Why couldn't you have given him full, undivided, and proper attention?
I was still on the phone with...
You can put the phone on speakerphone, ma'am.
I had so much stuff racing through my head.
Did you properly perform CPR on Mr. John?
No, I did not.
As if Amber hasn't made enough of a clown show, the memories her victim's mother shares of her son will certainly make you hate her more.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you will give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I affirm.
Thank you. Please make yourself comfortable.
So do you recall when this photo was taken?
Yes, this photo was taken when both of them was vying for president of the school council at the Harding University.
We're going to come back and talk a little bit about that, okay? And State's Exhibit 326. Who was that?
Yeah, that's both of them. It was at my retirement.
The true story of Botham's heroics start here, but they certainly won't end quickly.
Do you recall this photo?
Yes. If the lady is, again, one of the people that both of them reached out to in the community. Both of them found out that this lady's birthday was on the same date with mine. That was March 11th. So he went to visit her with his friends, and he just went to sing with her and just made her happy. There's another photo, that has a cake. So he brought her a cake, and he just stayed the afternoon just singing with the group.
Every word paints the life Amber took away even more precious. But the story of Botham's heroics don't stop there.
He just walked around the community and he just reached out to the people who he thought needed help. So he cleaned her backyard, and then they just sat there and he just sang with her.
Ms. John, did your son have a passion for helping others?
That's right. This is actually a blind man and another person that he went to visit. And what he's doing there is singing to him.
Such a gem of a person that Geiger snatched life from. What she did was unforgivable. But the family will surprise you in just a little while.
That Bolton was no longer with us. Do you recall where you were?
I was in New York with my daughter at 12:30 a.m. on September 7th when she came to inform me that she had gotten a call and that somebody told her that both of them were shot and that he died.
Botham's stories only get more and more heartbreaking from here.
The testimony you will give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir. Are two really, really good friends of both of ours. And they asked him, they wanted him to be a part of their wedding, and they asked him to be the officiant.
You and both of them, I guess, kind of always bounce off his problems with you or your problems with him?
Always. Yep. He would call me after work if it was a tough day or even if it was a good day, and I was the same. When I lived in Dallas, I had a hard time figuring out what I wanted to do with my career and what I wanted to be. Botham was always there, encouraging.
Up next, some more fragments of truth regarding the ghastly case.
Hear from Karen McCoy, which was Joshua's mother, who lives out of the state, and she suspected foul play.
Call to 911 is around 10:36. Ran back to my apartment because I didn't really have anything to help him with. Got some items to help stop the bleeding.
He was a more important witness than folks understood. Whether or not he was so important that somebody would want to take him out because he testified in this case, I can't say right now.
Just stay tuned. In this next clip is probably the most satisfying part of the case.
We, the jury, find unanimously that the defendant did not cause the death of Botham Jean while under the immediate influence of sudden passion arising from an adequate cause, and assess the defendant's punishment at 10 years imprisonment in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. Is there any legal reason why this sentence should not now be imposed? It is therefore the order, judgment, and decree of the court that you be taken by the Sheriff of Dallas County and safely transported by her to an agent or representative of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, and there you shall be confined until your sentence is discharged.
As if the long sentence didn't shock people enough, what Botham's brother did next shook hearts and minds everywhere.
I can speak for myself. I forgive you, and I know if you go to God and ask Him, He will forgive you. Again, I'm speaking for myself, not even bad for my family. But I love you just like anyone else. I'm not gonna say I hope you rot and die just like my brother did, but I see, my family or anyone, but I don't even want you to go to jail.
It seems Botham's kindness lives on in his brother, but he takes forgiveness to a whole nother level with what he is about to do.
Can I give her a hug, please? Please?
For all the grace Brant showed, his mother Allison doubled down with the empowering statements she gave in the press.
September 6, 2018 changed my life, changed my family's life, changed my country, changed my church. And I know that there are many people who stood with me and my family throughout this tumultuous journey. Yesterday, we saw the conviction of Amber Geiger, and today we heard the sentence. That 10 years in prison is 10 years for her reflection and for her to change her life. But there is much more to be done.
The woman hoping her son's case contributed to the people of Dallas as a whole shows how pure of heart she is.
The corruption that we saw during this process must stop. And it must stop for you. Because after now, I leave Dallas, but you live in Dallas. And it must stop for everyone. The contamination of a crime scene that we saw coming out of this case is one that must never happen again.
That's right.
The poor training or the poor use of what should have been training.
That's right.
She is a role model for women all over, unlike the horrible cop who stole her son's life.
My son would have been alive today. If Amber Geiger was trained not to shoot in the heart, my son would be standing here today. He was no threat to her. He had no reason to pose a threat to her because he was in his own
own apartment, in his sanctuary, in the place in which he paid a lot of money to be in. He paid rent to be there. He had every right to be there in whatever state he was in.
Amber Geiger, the former Dallas police officer convicted of murder for fatally shooting her unarmed neighbor in his apartment, was sentenced Wednesday to 10 years in prison. She unsuccessfully appealed in 2021. She could have very easily gotten away with the murder, but luckily our justice system came to the rescue for once. Although that last case was horrific to witness, it's only the tip of the iceberg, as these next cops face terrifying judgment for their dirty crimes.
I told Mr. Knoll, don't do anything stupid. Do not try to deceive me, defy me. You will not like the consequences. Today is that day. You are not the law. You don't interpret the law. You don't enforce the law. You're not above the law. I find that you are in contempt of this court. Take him into custody.
We need more dedicated judges like him who are passionate about serving the public and standing up for justice. It's time to show corrupt cops that their actions will be punished.
No, that's enough. I'll find you guys in contempt for disrupting the proceedings, and you'll be there right there with me. Now, what is an appropriate sanction? The question is, I can sentence him up to 180 days without a trial, or I can sentence him to a day, or I can release him. You know what I think the answer is? 60 days in. That's what I think the answer is today. Before he is released, I'll take your suggestion. I want an independent individual to scour that household to determine that there's no further weapons. I find that Mr. Hurdle's original argument that he was trying to make that I sustained, an officer of the law, every time I go into court, I hear, I didn't know it was there. I didn't know it was there. It really did. You've heard that a million times. You've heard it a million times, and yet you still take them into custody, would be my guess. Every officer in the world has heard, I didn't know it was there. It's my friends. I'm not buying it. It's your burden. It's your responsibility. And today, the court will enforce that. Take it away.
This is what dirty cops like him deserve, to rot in jail until their demise. Thanks to the judge's fierce decision, people across the states can rest peacefully knowing that we are in good hands. If you think this cop was tough, then watch this next one who thoroughly exposed the criminal cop before giving him a fierce sentence.
Eric DeValconaire on count 1, the Class E felony of involuntary manslaughter in the second degree.
On Friday, March 4th, 2022, former Kansas City police detective Eric DeValconaire, who was convicted in November of Cameron Lamb in Kansas City, Missouri, appeared in front of Judge Dale Youngs. The way the judge hands down the sentence is a sight to behold.
There are a number of facts in this case that are both aggravating and mitigating, sometimes all at the same time. First and foremost is this undeniable and uncontested fact. Cameron Lamb is dead, and Eric DeValconaire killed him. That's undisputed. Cameron Lamb was by all accounts a helpful and loving son, brother, father, and friend. People who have contacted me and who I have heard from today have described him as funny, caring, giving. Miss Gray called him a protector, a jokester, and my favorite of all the ones that I read, not a saint, but our angel. Also, as I'm weighing all these facts, it can't be overlooked that the events of December 3rd of 2019 were initially set into motion by Cameron Lamb, and his decision to chase his girlfriend through city streets at dangerously high speeds, putting motorists and other members of the public at risk. However, those events tragically concluded with the actions of Troy Schwam and the defendant. Pulling up to defendant's house, Sergeant Schwam pulling into the driveway, immediately getting out with his weapon drawn, rapidly moving into the backyard, carport, garage area of the house, and defendant doing the same. Both without taking a breath, without pausing for the briefest of moments to consider where they were going, what they would find when they got back there, whether they were acting lawfully in doing so, and whether there might be some other safer option.
Lamb, 26, was backing his pickup truck into his garage when DeValconaire shot several times, and he died.
At any point, Sergeant Schwam and the defendant could have done this, a fact that is made even more aggravating as the court considers an appropriate sentence in this case by the fact that the one person who ultimately did take a breath that morning was Cameron Lamb. He did this when at some point, while he was chasing his girlfriend, he decided to discontinue the chase and to go home. The video from the helicopter shows this decision, shows how it played out. Cameron Lamb is not racing through the streets of his neighborhood at this point. He's not driving through yards to get away from anyone. He does not abandon the truck and let it roll into someone's yard while he flees on foot. Rather, he simply pulls into the driveway of his home, pulls around back, puts the vehicle into reverse, and slowly begins backing it down the driveway under the carport and into his garage. And as the court has found, an encounter that was over and a situation that had de-escalated was again escalated by what I have found, rightly or wrongly, was their unlawful entry into the backyard carport area and confrontation of Cameron Lamb. This is an aggravating factor. The circumstances of the offenses described during the trial, however, also provide the court with a mitigating factor. I found, as I've considered the evidence in the case, that the defendant, Eric DeValconaire, testified credibly at trial that he was rushing to provide cover for Sergeant Schwam, who had rushed into the backyard with his weapon drawn, prompting the defendant to do the same from the other side of the house.
DeValconaire said Lamb was armed, but the prosecutors believed that the firearm found near him was placed there intentionally.
Negating his obligation to act with reasonable care, as the court found he has failed to do, his natural reaction to protect his partner is a factor for me to also consider. And let's also be clear, and it is hard to accept this distinction. I know that. Murder and involuntary manslaughter arising from criminal negligence are two different things. They are different legal concepts. They are different things. Eric DeValconaire is not Derek Chauvin, who murdered George Floyd. Eric DeValconaire is not one of the 3 men in Georgia convicted of running down and murdering Ahmaud Arbery. This is a mitigating factor. Defendant has no prior criminal history. His ORAS scores him as a low risk in all categories, as his father asked me to do, which I was already going to do, and that is to consider the totality of the circumstances and to consider the totality of the defendant's life. The facts and the circumstances in the history of defendant's career and his life that have been presented to this court have demonstrated he has not hesitated to immediately take action when he believed the circumstances surrounding him warranted it. And this trait has generally served him and others well. It also failed him, as it did on December 3rd of 2019. All of which, however, leads the court back to where it began, an evaluation of the impact of the defendant's crime on Cameron Lamb and his family.
The judge did a great job of explaining to everyone that he was not biased against the officer. He also mentioned the impact on the deceased family, so both sides felt heard.
And the court has found that that happened because the defendant acted without considering or being aware of the substantial and unjustifiable risks associated with his conduct, and that his actions were a gross deviation from the standard of care that a reasonable person would exercise in the situation. Having concluded as I have, having considered all those factors, I ask counsel if there's any legal reason or cause having been shown why sentence and judgment of the court should not now be pronounced.
Sir.
Eric DeValconaire, on count 1, The Class E felony of involuntary manslaughter in the second degree, I sentence you to a term of incarceration in the Missouri Division of Adult Institutions of 3 years. On the unclassified felony of armed criminal action, I sentence you to a term of incarceration of 6 years in the Missouri Department of Corrections. Those cases, or rather those counts and sentences, will run concurrent with one another for a total term of incarceration of 6 years.
The Falconere was sentenced to 3 years for the involuntary manslaughter conviction and 6 years for armed action. Although the sentence sounds short, his life after getting out was essentially over. If you think this officer had it bad, then wait till you see this next officer who was being cross-examined for arresting George Floyd.
And Mr. Floyd didn't drop while you were interacting with him, correct?
No. Derek Chauvin is the officer who previously arrested George Floyd. He was a former Minneapolis police officer involved in Floyd's fatal arrest on May 25, 2020, where he knelt on Floyd's neck for over 9 minutes while Floyd was handcuffed and pleading for air.
Testified that you were the officer who approached the passenger side of the vehicle. You approached George Floyd on May 6th of 2019, is that right?
That's correct, yes.
And you had your gun drawn when you approached Mr. Floyd, isn't that right?
Yes, I pulled it, yes.
And when you approached Mr. Floyd, he said, "Don't, man, I don't want to get shot."
Something like that, yes.
You told him to undo his seatbelt, correct?
That's correct, yes, ma'am.
And he did that, right?
Yes, he did.
And then you said, "Put your hands where I can see them," correct?
Yes.
And then he put his hands in the air?
Yes.
And then you told him to put his hands on the dash, is that right?
That's correct.
And that was when you grabbed his hand and forcibly put it on the dashboard of the vehicle, correct?
Fallen, yes.
This incident led to widespread protests and calls for police reform across the United States and globally. Watch how Chauvin's expressions change as he gets cross-checked.
And then he put his hands on his head, right?
That's correct, yes.
And there was one officer who said that they were going to take him, right?
That's what I heard, yes.
And you were yelling pretty loud, correct?
Yes, I was, yes. It escalated real quick.
Some profanity as well, correct?
Yes.
And you had your gun drawn the whole time you were giving commands, right?
Once I started ordering him and he refused to show me his hands, yes, eventually it escalated to where I pulled my gun, yes, ma'am.
And he was awake, correct?
What's that, ma'am?
Mr. Floyd was awake. Was he awake during this incident?
Yes.
He was conscious?
Yes.
He didn't appear to be in medical distress to you when you were pulling him out of the car, is that right? He was standing up, is that right?
I don't know if it was specifically, sometimes he was talking, sometimes he was mumbling. He was incoherent in my mind a lot of the time during there.
But you got him out of the car and you handcuffed him, right?
That's correct, ma'am.
And he stood next to the car, right?
Yes, ma'am.
He asked you not to beat him up, correct?
That's correct, yes.
He was able to walk, right?
Yes, he was.
He continued to talk to you. And while you were interacting with Mr. Floyd, he didn't collapse on the ground, correct?
Wait a minute, what was the question? Can you speak up a little louder, ma'am?
While you were interacting with Mr. Floyd, he didn't collapse on the ground, correct?
No, he did not.
Well, the answer is stricken. The objection is sustained.
Your attention was focused on Mr. Floyd, correct?
Yes, it was.
And Mr. Floyd didn't drop while you were interacting with him, correct?
No.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Chauvin was charged with multiple offenses, including second-degree unintentional, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter. He was convicted on all counts in April 20th, 21, and subsequently sentenced to 22.5 years in prison for his role in Floyd's death. Next up, we have the case of an ex-cop who was involved in one of the most heinous things an officer could do.
Verdict reads, we the jury, having found the defendant Aaron York Dean guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of the offense of manslaughter.
In October 20th, 19, former Fort Worth police officer Aaron Dean appeared in front of a Texas jury for fatally shooting Tatiana Jefferson in October 20th, 19. His guilty verdict was a rare conviction of an officer for killing someone who was also armed.
Good afternoon. The jury has sent a note or given me notice that they have reached a verdict. Are both sides ready to receive the verdict?
State's ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Judge.
All right. Y'all did fabulous when we did the guilt-innocence verdict, okay? Same rules apply. I don't know what this verdict is. Can't have any emotions, all right? Let's bring them in. Good afternoon. Juror number one, it's my understanding the jury has reached a verdict. Is that correct?
Correct.
Is it a unanimous verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. If you need it, please, Deputy Nicholson. Mr. Dean. Verdict reads, we the jury, having found the defendant Aaron York Dean guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of the offense of manslaughter, assess his punishment at confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for 11 years, 10 months, 12 days. They do not assess a fine. And it is signed by the presiding juror. You may be seated. Thank you very much. Members of the jury, as we went through before, I'm going to call your juror number and ask you if this verdict is your individual verdict.
Notice how the devil cop failed to show any emotions. It's as if he didn't want anyone to see that they could get to him.
Number 6, is this your verdict? Yes, sir. Juror number 9, is this your verdict? Juror number 14, is this your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Juror number 15, is this your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Juror number 21, is this your verdict? Juror number 31, is this your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Juror number 32, is this your verdict? Juror number 37, is this your verdict? Juror number 38, is this your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your verdict will be received and filed. Thank you very much. Mr. Gill, Mr. Brissett, is there any legal reason why sentence should not be pronounced?
No legal reason.
Mr. Dean, it's the jury having found you guilty of the offense of manslaughter and assessed this punishment. It's the order of the court you be remanded to the custody of the sheriff, be delivered to the director of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice from the date of your original arrest up until today, which would be the date of sentence. You have the right to appeal the jury's decision. You do so by giving written notice of appeal to the Second Court of Appeals here in Fort Worth within 30 days. If you are indigent and cannot afford a lawyer, I would conduct an indigency hearing to determine if you are indigent. And if you are indigent, I would appoint a lawyer to represent you on appeal and provide you a record of this appeal of this trial at no cost. Mr. Gill, Mr. Brissett, if y'all will remain on this case pending his decision whether he wishes to appeal, and if you'll furnish the information for the trial court certification of appeal before you leave here today, I would appreciate it. Is there an allocution? You may be seated. Thank you very much.
Not only judges, these dumb and evil cops even get owned by slick lawyers.
You indicated that at no time did this gun, this AR-15, ever leave the state of Wisconsin. Is that right?
Other than the night after, other than that.
Before the shootings?
Correct.
There was a time, though, where you wanted to have it with you down in Illinois, isn't it? It wasn't there?
I believe there was a time when me and Dominic were mad at each other. Yeah.
You were mad at Dominic?
Me and Dominic were mad over something.
And you wanted to have the gun with you down there?
I think I said something along those lines.
You back up for a second here. You have testified to this jury that you used deadly force against Joseph Rosenbaum, Anthony Huber, the man who attempted to kick you in the face, and Gage Grosskreutz on the night of August 25th, correct?
Yes.
And you did that because you felt that your life was in danger from those 4 people, correct?
Yes.
And you are telling this jury that it was, in your mind, justified to use deadly force to protect your own life, correct?
Yes.
You'd agree with me that you were not allowed to use deadly force to protect that CarSource building, correct?
Well, I wasn't using deadly force to protect the property. I used deadly force to protect myself, so.
That you were not allowed to use deadly force to protect that CarSource building, correct?
Yes.
You'd agree with me that you were not allowed to use deadly force to stop someone from smashing the windows of an unoccupied parked car, correct?
I don't think you could use deadly force for that.
You'd agree with me that you can't use deadly force to stop someone from lighting a metal dumpster on fire, correct?
Correct.
You'd agree with me that you can't use deadly force to stop someone from tipping over.
Correct.
You'd agree you can't use deadly force to stop someone from lighting a flatbed trailer on fire, correct?
Correct.
You'd agree with me that you can't use deadly force to stop someone who is about to start an unoccupied car on fire, correct?
Correct.
It looked ridiculously stupid that the prosecutor brought up evidence that had already been ruled out. It was hard to believe Binger even went to law school after that blunder.
Do you understand that there's a difference between using deadly force to protect yourself and using it to protect property, correct?
Yes.
And you'd agree with me that you're not allowed to use deadly force to protect property, correct?
Yes.
But yet you have previously indicated that you wished you had your AR-15 to protect someone's property, correct?
I'm going to ask you to go into the library again for a moment, please. Please don't talk about the case. Mr. Richards?
Your Honor, Mr. Binger is either forgetting the court's rulings or attempting to provoke a mistrial in this matter. He knows he can't go into this, and he's asking the questions. I asked the court to strongly admonish him, and the next time it happens, I'll be asking for a mistrial with prejudice. He's an
Mr. Binger?
First of all, Your Honor, this was the subject of a motion. I'm well aware of that. And the court left the door open.
For me, not for you.
My understanding of
You should have come and asked for reconsideration. You did on the one motion, and in fact, I granted your motion for reconsideration.
That was not our motion.
Excuse me. That was their motion for reconsideration, which I denied. But I said I denied it, or I indicated a bias towards denial is what I did. Held it open with a bias towards denial. Why would you think that that made it okay for you, without any advance notice, to bring this matter before the jury? I was astonished when you began your examination by commenting on the defendant's post-arrest silence. That's basic law. It's been basic law in this country for 40 years, 50 years. I have no idea why you would do something like that. And it gives, I'll leave it at that. So I don't know what you're up to.
May I respond?
Yes.
The defense could see that Prosecutor Binger was ruining his own case by clashing with the judge. All that arguing was seen as extremely disrespectful and only made Binger look worse.
In my mind, and I argued this, it is identical to what was going on the night of August 25th, in the sense that the defendant was using this exact same weapon. He was using it in a manner to try and protect property.
No, he wasn't.
Your Honor, with all due respect...
I'm not going to rehash the motion. That's absolutely untrue. No. Your argument's of record. My comments are of record, and why I ruled as I did is of record. There's nothing that I heard in this trial to suggest that anything's changed. Even if you're correct in your assumption that you know more than I did at the time, you should have come to the court and say, I want to go into this. Why you would think that you could go into it without any advance notice to the court, I don't understand that. And as the defense is pointing out, you're an experienced trial lawyer, and this should not have been gone into.
The defense has introduced evidence that the defendant pointed a gun at a man wearing yellow pants because that person was on a car on the car source lot. Now, there's no justification that I can think of why the defendant would point that gun at someone. The defendant has just testified this morning that he agreed with that person in the yellow pants, that he pointed the gun at him. He said, I was joking when I said that to the guy in the yellow pants, but he's acknowledged that he told the person in the yellow pants, yeah, you're right. I did point a gun at you when you were sitting on a car.
He said, I did. That's what he
Exactly.
testified.
So he's agreeing. May I finish, please? I'd like to have a chance to make a record if I could, without being interrupted, if that's okay. He's also just acknowledged that he knows he can't do that. I am attempting to impeach him now with the prior August 10th incident, 15 days prior involving the same gun where he is threatening to use that gun to protect property. It goes...
He had the gun with him.
Your Honor, he is saying he wished he did so he could shoot people.
You know, there's a lot of difference between commenting about something when you haven't got a gun and threatening someone when you do.
You know, it's interesting, Your Honor, because the entire defense theory in this case is Joseph Rosenbaum, who was unarmed.
I want you to tell me what the defense theory of the case is. May I
respond to what you just said, Your Honor? I'd like to respond to what you just said. I apologize, Madam Court Reporter, but I'd like to try and make a record without anyone interrupting me, if that's okay. I believe that there is a central part of this case that Mr. Rosenbaum is making threats that he has no ability to carry out.
The prosecutor should have been disbarred for his outrageous behavior. He seemed to be trying to provoke a mistrial by challenging the defendant's right to remain silent. Judge Bruce was right to yell at him. His actions were completely unacceptable.
This case is about someone who didn't have a weapon, and yet the jury is being told because of those threats, that means the defendant has to defend himself. So, with all due respect, Your Honor, mere verbal threats have already been shown to this jury and used as a basis for someone's subsequent actions. I am attempting, with the defendant, to use his mere verbal threat on August 10th, 15 days prior, that he's going to shoot shoplifters with his AR-15 to impeach the defendant in a murder trial. I would ask the court's forbearance to do that. I apologize, Your Honor. You're right. I probably should have brought this to your attention earlier. I may have misunderstood your ruling because I made that more relevant. You would admit it, or at least consider it an admittance. And I continue to believe that his state of mind, his intent, his belief as to self-defense is the core of this case. That was the basis for my motion. You were strongly inclined against it. I understand that. But now we're in the middle of trial, and there's been a lot of evidence that's come in that I think makes this relevant. So I'm attempting to impeach the defendant on his beliefs. I believe I'm entitled to impeach the defendant on his beliefs and on his statements.
I'm going to interrupt you now because you're talking about his beliefs. I think that's what they call...
His statements too, Your Honor. Because he just said, can't use deadly force, can't threaten to use deadly force to protect property. So now I'm impeaching him on that.
Before we started today, the court specifically stated in Mr. Binger's presence, there's been nothing to have me change any of my rulings. There have been numerous occasions during this trial where they've opened the door. The one time when they're going into Mr. Rosenbaum's prior, the reason he doesn't like guns, and I said something, I whispered in Mr. Krause's ear, it's because of the prior convictions. Please stop, and he did. He knows if you're going to go into something that's been excluded in a pretrial order, you better ask the court, you better get permission. This is ridiculous.
It wasn't excluded, Your Honor.
You know why it was excluded in the first place? Because it was propensity evidence.
Binger struggled to prove Rittenhouse's guilt, but the judge remained professional and honest, upholding the principle of innocent until proven guilty.
I said at the time that I made my ruling, and I'll repeat again now for you, I see no similarity between talking about wishing you had your AR gun, which you don't have, so that you could fire rounds at these thought to be shoplifters, and the incidents in these cases, which are not, there's nothing in your case that suggests the defendant was lying in wait to shoot at somebody or reflecting upon the shooting for a vast amount of time. Every one of the incidents involves matters that involve seconds in time. So I commented at the time, I don't see the similarity, and I don't see the similarity now. If it's not similar, that's the whole rule. Those are all the exceptions to 90404. Check the authorities. Wigmore and evidence. Judge Weinstein. Colonel McCormick. You have an incident where he's making comments about some alleged shoplifters versus crimes that involve instantaneous actions, whether premeditated murder or whether self-defense, that's for the jury to decide. But I don't see the similarity. I said it couldn't come in, and it isn't coming in. No matter what you think. With what Mr. Richards has said about the progress of the trial, and when you were I said you were over the line close to or over the line on commenting on the defendant's pretrial silence, which is a well-known rule. I'm astonished that would have been an issue. So I don't want to have another issue as long as this case continues. Is that clear?
It is.
Thank you. Ask the jury to come back in, please.
It was hilarious watching Schroeder repeatedly explain the laws and rules to the prosecutor, who still didn't get anything right. Binger made so many terrible mistakes during the hearing. Schroeder and Binger clashed repeatedly during the trial. Schroeder slammed Binger for violating Rittenhouse's right to remain silent and for bringing up evidence that had been ruled out. Binger later accused Schroeder of unfairness in handling evidence. Despite Binger's promise not to comment after the verdict, Rittenhouse was acquitted on all charges 3 days later. We often see cops afraid of being filmed. And this next case shows exactly why.
Do hereby find the defendant Michael Amiot guilty of a misdemeanor of the first degree.
In August 20th, 2017, Officer Michael Amiot faced charges for a brutal traffic stop where cell phone video showed him repeatedly punching Richard Hubbard after pulling him over. During the trial, Amiot was convicted of assault, interfering with civil rights, but he was cleared of a second assault charge.
You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you've advised the bailiff that you've arrived at a verdict. Have you arrived at a verdict?
Yes, sir.
If you would, please pass it to the bailiff. The heading in the Euclid Municipal Court, Cuyahoga County, Ohio, State of Ohio, plaintiff. We, the jury, being duly impaneled and sworn, do hereby find the defendant Michael Amiot not guilty of assault, a misdemeanor of the first degree in violation of Section 2903.13a of the Ohio Revised Code as charged in Count 1. We do so render our verdict this 29th day of July, signed by all 8 jurors. Verdict. We, the jury, being duly impaneled and sworn, do hereby find the defendant Michael Amiot guilty of assault, a misdemeanor of the first degree, in violation of Section 2903.13a of the Ohio Revised Code as charged in Count 2. Verdict. We, the jury, being duly impaneled and sworn, do hereby find the defendant Michael Amiot guilty of interfering with civil rights, a misdemeanor of the first degree, in violation of Section 2921.45a of the Ohio Revised Code, as charged in Count 3. We do so render our verdict this 29th day of July, 2022. Signed by all 8 jurors. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are these your verdicts?
Yes, sir.
On behalf of the state, do you wish the jury polled?
No, Your Honor.
On behalf of the defendant, do you wish the jury polled?
Yes, Your Honor.
Juror number 1, is this your verdict?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Are these your verdicts, I should say?
Yes.
Juror number 2, are these your verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 3, are these your verdicts?
Yes, Your Honor.
It was a clear case of justice served. Being an authority didn't give anyone the right to ignore the law and act on their own whims.
Anything further of the jury? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I want to thank you all for performing your civic duty. One of the things that I will say is that you've done your job. You came, you heard the evidence, you applied the law, you made a decision. The prosecutor had a job, the defense attorney had a job. Your job was not to prove anything or disprove anything. Your job was to determine what was presented to you, determine the facts, apply the law, render a verdict. You did that. You should leave feeling that you've done your job. No second guessing. You've done your job. If someone else didn't, that's not your job. You've done it. If you'd like to hang around a few minutes and talk with me, I will do that. If you do not, that's entirely understandable. Sometimes the lawyers would like to talk with you to determine how they came across to you, but again, that is your decision as to whether you wish to speak with them. With that, anything prior to discharging the jury?
No, Your Honor.
On behalf of the defendant, anything?
No, Your Honor.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, thank you very much. You're discharged at this time. If you want to wait in the jury room, I'll meet with you later. With that, you're discharged. All rise. You may be seated. Based upon the verdicts rendered by the judge, the jury, the court at this time will enter on, with respect to count 1, a finding of not guilty. Count 2 and count 3, the court will enter a finding of guilty. The court will set this matter out for sentencing, given the fact that under Ohio law, the victim has the right to make a statement or present anything he may wish to present to the court. The court will request the Cuyahoga County Common Pleas Court Probation Department to submit to the court any documents or any information that it wishes to submit with respect to pre-sentence investigation or what have you.
The verdict was based on video evidence from citizens, proving why it's crucial to record police interactions. Cameras don't lie, and it's clear why cops are often afraid of being filmed.
It's under the judge. The judge recused himself. It is better that we maintain the appearance of appropriateness in requesting that that be done by the Cuyahoga County Common Pleas Court. Anything else, the court will consult with the attorneys and the court administrator and set this matter over for sentencing at a date that's agreeable for everyone. Anything else on behalf of the state?
No, Your Honor.
Anything on behalf of the defendant?
No, Your Honor.
If there was a bond or no bond, it'll continue as stated. I want to thank everybody for their conduct. I know it got a little contentious at times.
The other officers in the hearing were stunned. It should have served as a wake-up call that cops could no longer escape accountability for their actions. Amiot was sentenced to 1 year of non-reporting community control and fired from the Euclid Police Department. He was later reinstated to the warrant unit. Richard Hubbard received $450,000 in a legal settlement. It was later found out that Amiot had a history of excessive force complaints and had resigned from a previous police job as well. Being a cop means catching criminals, but this next officer became one instead.
I'm about to hurt you.
On October 27, 2018, Daniel McKenzie, Mario Godoy, a 32-year-old suspect who had already been handcuffed and placed in the back of a police vehicle for trying to break into cars at a Roswell apartment complex. McKenzie and punched the handcuffed suspect, admitting to the assault during the investigation. He resigned from the Roswell Police Department shortly after. McKenzie was arrested on February 28, 2022, and later sentenced to 12 months in prison for battery and simple battery. He also received 5 years probation for aggravated assault, making a false statement, and 2 counts of violation of oath by a public officer. No one can escape justice, not even cops, as this next case proves.
Kevin Perez committed a battery upon him, so he won't have to account for his own behavior.
A jury of 3 men and 3 women found Miami Beach police officer Kevin Perez guilty of simple battery, a first-degree misdemeanor. This verdict came after State Attorney Catherine Fernandez-Rundle emphasized that the guilty verdict was a strong message against excessive force in arrests. Perez could face up to 1 year in jail, 12 months probation, and a $1,000 fine. Initially charged with third-degree felony battery, which could have led to up to 5 years in prison, the prosecutors couldn't meet the required standards for that charge. The charges stemmed from an arrest incident on July 26, 2021 at the Royal Palm Hotel, where Perez was accused of punching a tourist. Although Perez was found guilty, the judge granted him a new trial, with sentencing still pending.
This case is about the beating of an unarmed, handcuffed black man, Delonta Crudup, by an overzealous police officer, Kevin Perez.
Delonta Crudup has every incentive to say that Kevin Perez committed a battery upon him, so he won't have to account for his own behavior.
It is very, very obvious what he has on his mind. And it's retaliation.
Maintaining decorum in court is a cop's duty, but these next two did the exact opposite. At the Tonawanda City Courthouse near Buffalo, New York, a routine day turned chaotic when a dispute arose between Officer Michael Lewandowski and a couple. Lewandowski reportedly ordered the couple to leave, but they refused. He then forcibly removed the man from his seat and shoved the woman against the courtroom door. In the hallway, Lewandowski struck the man and slammed the woman's head into a cinder block wall. Despite her protests, both were handcuffed and taken away without charges or explanations. Lewandowski was initially suspended for 10 days for excessive force, but this was later reduced to 5 days after he agreed to bias training. The surveillance footage, not released at the time, came to light 4 years later, showing further misconduct. Consequently, the Tonawanda Town Board decided to fire Lewandowski after 4 years. As a cop, you're supposed to resolve conflicts, not create them, but this next officer chose to go violent over personal matters.
I was never ever expected to be grabbed from the back and thrown from side to side, to a point where I was yelling at the top of my lungs, help, help.
Former Miami police officer Lester Bonenblust, 51 years old, was sentenced to 45 days in jail, 3 years of probation, and 100 hours of community service for assaulting nurse James Nicholson at Jackson Memorial Hospital in May 2018. The altercation began when Bonenblust's niece was denied readmission after being discharged. Frustrated, Bonenblust arrived in uniform, and when Nicholson refused to discuss the patient, grabbed him and slammed him to the ground. Bonenblust accepted responsibility in court, but Nicholson stated the attack should never have happened, especially to a healthcare worker.
I was never ever expected to be grabbed from the back and thrown from side to side, to a point where I was yelling at the top of my lungs, help, help.
From catching murderers to trying to become one, this next cop took things to a whole new level.
Spanning from 1998 to this year represents the worst that we could possibly expect from someone in our society.
On May 23, 2013, former Edison police officer Michael Dotro set fire to the home of his superior officer, Captain Anderco, while the captain, his wife, 2 children, and 92-year-old mother were asleep. Fortunately, no one was hurt in the 4 a.m. fire. Dotro was arrested and, after a long trial, sentenced to 20 years in prison for attempted murder and aggravated arson. He will have to serve 17 years before being eligible for parole. In addition to the 20-year sentence, Dotro received 10 years for official misconduct, 5 years for conspiracy to tamper with a witness, and 18 months for conspiracy to retaliate. He will also face 5 years of parole supervision after his release and is banned from contacting the Anderco family or any other victims. Throughout his sentencing, Dotro showed no remorse and said nothing in court.
I understand where I'm coming from with regards to this, especially if there's going to be any appellate review of this sentence. I want those judges to know the sentence to be imposed in this particular case is because Mr. Dotro, through his conduct and his admissions, spanning from 1998 to this year, represents the worst that we could possibly expect from someone in our society. Yes, he's caused very specific damage to Captain Anderco and his family, to Ms. Zog, to Ms. Dotro, to his own parents, to his families, to his brothers. But what he's really done, and what we're going to be left with after he's walking out the door to spend the next third of his life in prison, is allow people a basis to say that our system of justice has no integrity. How could it, when we've allowed this particular individual like him, here in Middlesex County, here in Edison, to do the things that he's done?
How did Michael Dotro's actions and sentencing impact the perception of accountability within the police force?
While the last case was intense, this judge finally reached their limit with the deceit from a corrupt cop and his attorney.
Mr. Pregandi, if you give up all those rights today and thereby give up the right to have a trial, there's never going to be a trial in these matters, sir, and instead we are going to resolve it all here this morning. You understand that?
Yes.
Are you joining with your lawyer, sir, in pleading no contest to this disorderly conduct charge back from September the 8th, 2009?
Yes.
Brian Pergand agreed to plead no contest to accusation. Accusations of what, you ask? Let's hear it from him.
What is it specifically that you did that you're causing you to plead no contest to disorderly conduct here today, Mr. Pregandi?
I took photos that were eventually blown up, I believe.
What?
I took photos of a female that I arrested.
Why would you plead no contest to a charge of disorderly conduct for having done that?
I guess I broke policy, and I guess I made her feel uncomfortable, Your Honor.
Why would you have made her feel uncomfortable, sir?
I don't know. She was fully clothed.
Pergand was sentenced to serve 30 days behind bars for disorderly conduct. He pleaded no contest to that charge after he was originally charged with felony misconduct in office. The judge wasn't the harshest with the officer despite his disgusting act, but this next one definitely was when he found out what the officer had done.
That is not true.
I'm dismissing. I am dismissing this charge.
In 2014, Lizette Gonzalez was charged with driving under the influence after she was observed drinking beer while driving. Officer Michael Wagner testified that he witnessed Gonzalez consuming alcohol and subsequently arrested her. After the verdict was reached, Gonzalez's attorney made a final plea.
Your Honor, not enough evidence presented for the jury to find the verdicts that they did. They didn't do all the field sobriety examinations that should have been done. I respectfully ask that this court grant the judgment notwithstanding the verdict.
The attorney revealed that Gonzalez had not given a breathalyzer at all, and neither had her blood drawn. So based on this information, the judge made a decision.
This isn't a purely circumstantial case, and so I'm going to deny the motion for JOA. Now, we have this other case for driving while license suspended.
Next, the judge mentioned that Gonzalez was driving with a suspended license. But that only happened because the arresting officer, Wagner, submitted a false report. When Wagner's attorney tries defending him, though, the judge loses his cool.
I want to be enlightened.
It was a mistake, admittedly, by Michael Wagner.
I know.
He testified to that today.
He caused her to have her driver's license suspended for at least a few months for nothing. So are you going to null process that case, or am I going to get mad at you today?
You get mad at me, Your Honor, but at this point...
Why wouldn't you? Wait a minute. Did you hear the uncontroverted testimony of this officer?
Your Honor.
Then I want you taking him up on perjury.
Your Honor.
Will you take him up for perjury?
He admitted it was a mistake, Your Honor.
No, but he lied. He lied on a sworn
Absolutely
citation.
not, Your Honor, and that is not true.
I'm dismissing. I am dismissing this charge. No, I'm dismissing the charge.
The attorney was plain disrespectful to the judge, but these tactics were not going to save her. Watch how the judge shuts her up.
This whole case was fishy, and I have no idea how they... You know what?
Their address on file.
You know what?
The state intends to amend
I'm
the
granting.
charge and proceed on
I'm rescinding the sentence. I'm granting the JOA.
Don't agree with the state's decision on
I'm
the
granting
other
the JOA in fairness.
In fairness, because you don't like the state's decision today, Your Honor, on the case?
No, you're not. Now that I consider what Officer Wagner testified to and how many times he basically tripped over himself just to arrest this lady with no real probable cause. You're done. Motion to JOA is granted.
And you're not going to provide a written order on that?
Nope. You want to appeal me? Appeal me.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The case should have never been done. Never.
Thank you for letting us know that, Your Honor.
It's mind-blowing that some of these attorneys will go to any length to protect the evilest of people. Thanks to the judge's sensibility, Gonzalez walked out of that room free of all charges. This cop might have had it easy, but this next cop definitely didn't.
Eric DeBalconaire on count 1, the Class E felony of involuntary manslaughter.
in the second degree.
Friday, March 2022, former Kansas City police detective Eric DeValcaneri, who was convicted in November of killing Cameron Lamb in Kansas City, Missouri, appeared in front of Judge Dale Youngs. The way the judge hands it down will leave you stunned.
There are a number of facts in this case that are both aggravating and mitigating, sometimes all at the same time. First and foremost is this undeniable and uncontested fact. Cameron Lamb is dead. And Eric DeValcaneri killed him. Cameron Lamb was by all accounts a helpful and loving son, brother, father, and friend. People who have contacted me and who I have heard from today have described him as funny, caring, giving. Miss Gray called him a protector, a jokester, and my favorite of all the ones that I read, not a saint, but our angel. Cameron Lamb's death.
Lamb, 26, was backing his pickup truck into his garage when DeValcaneri shot him several times, him in the process.
Also, as I'm weighing all these facts, it can't be overlooked that the events of December 3rd of 2019 were initially set into motion by Cameron Lamb and his decision to chase his girlfriend through city streets at dangerously high speeds, putting motorists and other members of the public at risk. However, those events tragically concluded with the actions of Troy Schwam and the defendant pulling up to defendant's house, Sergeant Schwam pulling into the driveway, immediately getting out with his weapon drawn, rapidly moving into the backyard, carport, garage area of the house, and defendant doing the same. They were going, what they would find when they got back there, whether they were acting lawfully in doing so, and whether there might be some other safer option, without so much as a, "Hey Troy, wait." At any point, Sergeant Schwam and the defendant could have done this, a fact that is made even more aggravating as the court considers an appropriate sentence in this case by the fact that the one person who ultimately did take a breath that morning was Cameron Lamb.
It's just heartbreaking to hear the judge describe the whole situation like that in the middle of court.
The video from the helicopter shows this decision, shows how it played out. Cameron Lamb is not racing through the streets of his neighborhood at this point. He's not driving through yards to get away from anyone. He does not abandon the truck and let it roll into someone's yard while he flees on foot. Rather, he simply pulls into the driveway of his home, pulls around back, puts the vehicle into reverse, and slowly begins backing it down the driveway under the carport and into his garage. And Eric DeValcaneri arrived, and as the court has found, an encounter that was over and a situation that had de-escalated was again escalated by what I have found, rightly or wrongly, was their unlawful entry into the backyard carport area and confrontation of Cameron Lamb. This is an aggravating factor. The circumstances of the offense as described during the trial, however, also provide the court with a mitigating factor. I found, as I've considered the evidence in the case, that the defendant, Eric DeValcaneri, testified credibly at trial that he was rushing to provide cover.
DeValcaneri claimed that Lamb was armed, but the prosecutors suspect that the firearm discovered near him was deliberately placed there.
Although not in the court's view, again, rightly or wrongly, negating his obligation to act with reasonable care, as the court found he has failed to do, his natural reaction to protect his partner is a factor for me to also consider. And let's also be clear, and it is hard to accept this distinction. I know that. Murder and involuntary manslaughter arising from criminal negligence are two different things. Eric DeValcaneri is not Derek Chauvin, who murdered George Floyd. Eric DeValcaneri is not one of the 3 men in Georgia convicted of running down and murdering Ahmaud Arbery. This is a mitigating factor. Defendant has no prior criminal history. His ORAS scores him as a low risk in all categories. Defendant's history as a police officer, husband and father, friend and colleague is also a mitigating factor that I have taken into account.
The judge really impressed everyone with his clear explanation that he was not biased against the officer. He also made sure to acknowledge the impact on the deceased family, which really helped both sides feel heard.
And that is to consider the totality of the circumstances and to consider the totality of the defendant's life. The facts and the circumstances in the history of defendant's career and his life that have been presented to this court have demonstrated he has not hesitated to immediately take action when he believed the circumstances surrounding him warranted it. And this trait has generally served him and others well. It also failed him, as it did on December 3rd of 2019. All of which, however, an evaluation of the impact of the defendant's crime on Cameron Lamb and his family. Cameron Lamb is dead. Eric DeValconaire killed him. And the court has found that that happened because the defendant acted without considering or being aware of the substantial and unjustifiable risks associated with his conduct. I ask counsel if there's any legal reason or cause having been shown why sentence and judgment of the court should not now be pronounced.
None from the state, Your Honor.
No, sir.
Eric DeValconaire on count 1, the Class E felony of involuntary manslaughter in the second degree, I sentence you to a term of incarceration in the Missouri Division of Adult Institutions of 3 years. On the unclassified felony of armed criminal action, I sentence you to a term of incarceration of 6 years in the Missouri Department of Corrections. Those cases, or rather those counts and sentences, will run concurrent with one another for a total term of incarceration of 6 years.
DeValconaire was sentenced to 3 years for the involuntary manslaughter and 6 years for armed criminal action. Although the sentence sounds short, his life after getting out was essentially over. The judge definitely knew how to make the victims feel heard, but this next judge did that even better.
Joke about his injuries as it will wipe him blood off their uniforms with disinfectant.
On January 28, 2015, an ex-cop, William Melendez, and his partner stopped Floyd Dent for a minor offense. But this stop turned into something completely different. As William appeared in court, the judge went through the situation again, the details of which will leave you stunned.
January 28, 2015, where his life changed forever. He was stopped by the defendant, a then Inkster police officer, and his partner, Officer Zelenowski. Mr. Dent was stopped for a minor traffic offense and ordered out of his vehicle. With his hands extended out of his driver's window, he was grabbed out, thrown to the ground, and struck 16 times in the head. He was thrown onto a window shield of a patrol car, bleeding profusely from a head injury. The responding police officers arrived as the defendant is wrestling the defendant to the ground. Mr. Dent was struck, kicked, and tased while on the ground by what appeared to be a group of angry, anxious police officers that celebrated after the defendant was beaten and cuffed.
The details of the incidents kept getting shocking as the judge continued speaking. Just hear what the officers did after doing what they did.
The video in the car shows the police officers fist bumping as a celebratory act of bravery by the defendant and his cohorts. But the one image that struck out to the court was looking at Mr. Dent in his cell, shaking his head. In disbelief of what had occurred to him. What crime did I commit? Being a black man in a Cadillac, stopped for a minor traffic offense by a group of racist police officers looking to do a nigger. As police officer John Zelenowski, auxiliary police officer, testified in court too, in his response to a text, was quoted as saying, at least give me the satisfaction of knowing that you're out there beating up niggas right now.
Finally, the judge's gavel delivers a verdict so crushing it leaves this cop with no way out. When corrupt cops overstep their authority, they sometimes meet citizens who know the law better than they do. Just like this cop who tried to intimidate a civilian but quickly realized he's dealing with someone who knows their rights inside and out.
In April 2025, an auditor going by the name of Press NH was exercising his First Amendment right to film at a town hall in Baldwin, Maine, when he was interrupted by ignorant officers who were unaware of their own laws.
All right, let's take a look around inside the town office building of Baldwin, Maine. We'll take a tour, possibly pull some public records, and see how much they love my camera.
These are the printers that are available right here.
Building season general assistant planning board.
But it's right there. It's not helping. I can't get that. All right. This is what I got.
While looking around, NH came across a sign that allowed filming inside the building, something that the occupants were unaware of.
Hey, you guys are the planning board?
No.
Oh.
What are you looking for?
I just saw a sign.
What do you want?
Yeah, it says planning board.
What do you want?
Oh, I was just wondering if this was a planning board.
No, I'm code enforcement.
Oh, code enforcement. You a constable or?
No.
Oh, okay. I know some code
Planning board
enforcement.
meets here.
Yeah, okay. All right, cool.
Who exactly are you and what is?
I'm just taking a tour of the building. That's all. Yeah. Same meeting. I was just saying planning.
Planning board meets in this room.
Meets in this
I am
room.
on the planning board.
You are. Okay. Thank you. All right. Cool.
You good?
I think so.
All righty.
Thank you.
All right. That's animal control over there.
Right there. It's got a little small spot in it. That's you, code enforcement?
That would be me.
Are you Don?
Wait a minute, let me see. Yep.
Can I take that?
If you like.
Awesome, man. Thank you, Don. Appreciate it. Have a good day.
Although they seemed a bit taken back at first, they left NH to his own, but they'll soon turn on their word.
They must do their meetings. It's kind of an old building. Kind of looks like a school of some sort.
How you doing, man?
Good, good.
This room is actually not open to the public.
Oh, 100% it is, man. 100%. People come in here for meetings, right?
When it's open.
Yeah, it's open. The door's open.
Was it unlocked?
Of course it's unlocked. It should be
It
unlocked.
wasn't supposed to be unlocked.
Yeah.
NH feels pretty confident about this place up till now, but it always takes one sleazy officer to poison the others. Watch how their attitudes suddenly shifted.
Excuse me, sir. What are you doing now?
The same thing I was doing about 10 minutes ago. I can't hear you. Oh, you're closed?
I work until then.
Oh, yeah, it looks like you have 5 more minutes.
It's not here that I have to spend it. The things I have to do another hour.
Okay, yeah, go do them.
What exactly? Who are you? Do you have a card or something?
I don't have
You were
any
happy to
business
take mine, weren't you?
Well, yeah, it's...
Excuse me, I'm locking up.
Oh, okay.
I have to close down the computers and everything.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Have a nice day.
You too.
When NH revisited the civil officers he encountered earlier on, they realized that he shouldn't be in there in the first place. One of them, named Don, even threatens NH in the ugliest way possible.
If you try to look me up at my house, you'll regret it.
Oh, really? Well, maybe I will. Maybe I will. I don't see why I would.
You better not.
What? Oh, now I'm definitely going to. What are you gonna do about it? Okay. No, I don't think I will.
Sensibly, some people present in the other room were well aware of the rights granted through the First Amendment, but Don was not having it.
Yeah, I'm right here now.
Yeah, he has that right.
Why?
Because
He has no right to come on my property.
no, he doesn't have a right.
What are you talking about?
Definitely going there next.
Didn't say that.
No, he's fine. He's not going nowhere, Don.
What are you filming?
He can't. He can only do the. He can only do public places.
You get him to admit that.
Admit what?
You just said you were coming to my house.
You assumed that I was.
You said you were.
I didn't. I don't know. I mean,
Well, you're not going to his house.
I'm not going to answer that question. Why would I?
You a cop?
No,
What are you?
not a cop.
But Don wasn't the only oldie who had an issue with NH.
You have to ask him. I don't know who he is. He's just.
I'm just a normal,
What are you
everyday
doing
citizen. Who are you?
I'm just somebody down here trying to get two flags, the American flags up on
Beautiful.
107 that are shredded, hanging
Sweet.
up, and nobody takes them down.
Yeah, hopefully not, right? Yeah.
You want something to film? Go film them flags up there
Where's that?
on 107.
Who did it? Somebody destroyed them?
No, they're just shredded. They've been up for so long, nobody took them down.
Personal owner, then we can't do anything about that.
Are you filming me right now?
I'm recording everything, yeah.
What for?
You never know what's going to happen next.
It's their right, Andy.
I appreciate that.
Where does he go?
Huh?
Who's he with?
I'm with myself. I'm not with anybody.
Just a private citizen?
It's just a private citizen, man.
What are you filming it for? You going on TV or internet or what?
Maybe. Could be.
What's the badge mean?
I don't know if you want to read it. I'd rather have you guys read it. Oh, don't touch me, please. Appreciate that. I'll hold it up for you. But
Shiny badge, don't grant extra rights.
He seemed pretty taken back at the message of NH's badge. It must have hit a nerve.
You like it?
No, I think you're a nutcase.
Oh, jeez.
How's that?
Okay. I could say the same about you.
I wouldn't say it too much.
Well, I wouldn't either if I was you.
Okay, guys, come on.
I mean, he's starting this. I'm just responding.
I'm just wondering what you're doing.
Well, I don't think it's any of your business, Andy.
It's okay.
I don't think it's any of your business. I don't like your attitude, first of all.
You're going to be on the ground.
I didn't see ya. They're going to threaten me now?
No, I'm not threatening you.
Yeah, it's all right. I'll take care of you. I will.
Actually, he's a federal. That's why he's up.
Even more of a reason why he should know why I have a right to do this. And it's sad that he doesn't, to be honest.
We hear you. We asked him to stop as well.
I appreciate that, but I'm not going to sit here and take it either.
Well, you don't really need to run after him either.
I'm not. He's right there. Come on. I'm not going after him.
Okay.
I'm not here to cause problems.
While NH was chatting away with the actually civilized officers, Don managed to sneak out the other door. Again, so much for avoiding confrontation.
I'm everywhere. I am everywhere, man. Why you try to keep talking like behind my back, man? Don't be afraid, man. You can say it to my face. Gotta get your license plate first.
Sacred that NH may get his plates, Don carelessly drives his town vehicle that's actually his responsibility.
Jeez. Wow. Look at that. That's how he drives the town vehicles, huh? Crazy.
While some officers, despite being veterans, didn't respect NH's filming in the building, others were quite respectful of his right to film, showing that not all apples are bad. NH did have a hard time with Don, but this next auditor didn't give the cops an inch to badger him. Joshua Lloyd, a YouTuber, was filming a wall when he was approached by an officer. The cop instantly told him off for filming on and entering private property. However, Joshua asserted his rights, stating that he believed he was on public property.
Morning, can I help you?
I don't know, can we help you? Do you live here?
No, but this is public, correct?
I'm not sure on that.
Could be, but if there was, I do believe there would be a sign posted somewhere, right?
Not necessarily.
Well, I mean...
somebody called on you.
That's nice.
Okay. Is that your car?
That is my car.
Okay. Well, if it is public...
I mean, I would figure it's public. You have electric access here. You have a
right there?
state issued sign.
Is that public property right there?
Where? Right there?
Yeah, right just north of us.
Could possibly be, because it's easement.
This cop is about as sharp as a bowling ball. It seems like his only point is harassing innocent civilians.
Anybody in the car?
No, just me. But if you want to go check, go ahead, go check.
Can I get your permission to do anything else?
No.
Do I need your permission?
No,
Do I
because
need your permission to check the car?
you would need my permission to go inside the car.
No, but you just said if you want to go check if there's someone else in the car. Do I
Oh,
need
yeah, go check and you can go look in and see if...
Go ahead. Do I need you to tell me to go ahead to do it, or can I do it on my own?
Well, I mean, you could do it on your own. You can do a plain view search.
Okay, good. Just making sure I thought you were under the impression you had to give me permission.
To go inside the car, you need permission.
Not necessarily.
What do you mean, not necessarily? You don't have to run the plate for it, because my name's not on the plate.
What's your name?
My name is Josh.
Josh?
Mm-hmm.
Josh what?
Lloyd. L-L-O-Y-D.
L-L-O-Y-D?
Correct.
The officer asks about the ownership of a nearby vehicle, which Lloyd confirms is his. Lloyd explains that he is allowed to use the car, although it is registered to his wife, but even that is an apparent issue for this cop.
Bill?
Joshua
Lloyd. Huh? Joshua.
You're not towing my car.
We may have to tow it. It's not registered to him. It's registered to a female. It's left on the roadway running. I'm not going to leave it here.
Ooh.
Just running. So let's get a hold of
really?
Boss, and we'll find out if for safekeeping. Otherwise, somebody's going to make off with this thing.
Yeah. Are you serious? Wow.
I'm going to try and get a hold of the owner, see if they know where the car is. Otherwise,
she'll tell you that her son-in-law has it.
This cop, however, stood adamant on proving that Joshua was indeed a criminal. In the meantime, Joshua turns to another cop present on the scene, presenting nothing but facts.
You're gonna let him act like that? For real? You're gonna let him act like that? Just because I'm standing over here next to a wall? And you guys haven't even asked me what I'm doing. You guys go over to my car, give me the third degree, and you don't even like, hey man, what are you doing? I even like turned around, I gave you the thumbs up. He comes out all hard ass. Why?
The lack of expressions implies he is a junior, however. Even he seemed to agree with the absurdity of the whole thing. But soon the first cop is back with yet another issue he procured.
Asking a simple question. Why are you going the third degree? Because I'm standing on the side of the road filming a wall. And not even asking me what I'm doing. That's a hell of an investigation skill you guys got there.
Okay. Have you been allowed to use the car?
I live with her, yes, and I'm allowed to use the car, hence the reason why I have it.
Okay, all right. Well, we're going to do some research, find out whose property that is. You got your name, your information. If it turns out that it is private property, then I'll author a report for trespassing.
When he couldn't hold him accountable for the vehicle, this cop went to great lengths to make matters worse.
Into your statement, I don't think. That's why I'm going to find out for sure whose property.
Okay, you go ahead for sure.
Okay, well, I'll do it later. Again, here's the thing. I don't need your permission to check out whose property it is, but I appreciate you giving me the go-ahead. We'll look into that.
Can I have your name and badge number, please? Your card?
8632.
Your card, please. I have a bad memory.
8632.
8632.
You're recording it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I have your card, sir?
We don't have cards.
Okay. Can I have your name and badge number, please?
1488.
All right. Thank you. I greatly appreciate that.
Seems like this cop is more interested in playing games than upholding the law. He should spend less time being evasive and more time actually helping, but Joshua wasn't really done.
You know, hold on. Before you go and give me the lecture, how about this? Before you come up all hard ass on somebody, how about before you come up all hard ass on somebody, you ask them what they're doing?
Josh, just tell me what you're trying to make known to me.
You could ask me simply at the very beginning, very nicely, hey, What are you doing?
This cop was determined to prove Josh wrong, ignoring all the facts presented before him. Seems like this cop's ego was bigger than their commitment to justice.
Do the research and find out whose property you're on, because you may be breaking the law.
It's public property, I can tell you that.
Stating that as a fact.
I am. I'm stating it as a fact because I like fucking with you guys.
Well, now you're using more profanity.
I can use profanity. It's the First Amendment.
No, you can't.
It's the First Amendment. You cannot restrict my speech, not unless it's fighting words. If I use it to emphasize my sentences, I can use it to emphasize my sentences. If one man's curse word is another man's lyric.
And they're offended by your profanity, it can be an issue. Josh, we're going to do the research. We're going to
do the research.
Have a good day.
You too.
Right after getting a lesson in right and wrong, the cop conveniently left the scene, but as Joshua walked a bit further, he witnessed another man being arrested.
Oh, he just couldn't wait to get a guy in cuffs. Couldn't get me. Got somebody else though.
It's clear this cop was just on a mission to slap handcuffs on someone for the day.
Man, this is literally just minutes after I had my encounter with him. Searching his pockets now. Oh, no attitude now. Not even looking at me now.
Now, this suspect happened to be black, making them an easier, more attainable target for this cop. It's appalling how some individuals will go to great lengths to abuse their power. While Josh might have dealt with some clearly clueless officers, the ones coming up next will make them look like saints.
De-escalate. I do not consent to any searches or seizures.
On March 1st, 2021, one auditor named Sean had an unfortunate run-in with the police when he stepped into a public parking lot to film some interesting vehicles belonging to the Suffolk County PD in New York. According to Sean, he had spoken with detectives before this encounter and gotten their permission beforehand. During this time, he was approached by 3 plainclothes officers.
Hey, okay. Hey, whoa, whoa. Don't touch me. Please don't. I don't consent to no search and seizures. I'm in public place. I don't whoa.
Relax.
Whoa. Because you coming up here running on me trying to grab me. Don't grab me. Don't touch me.
I'm not trying to grab you. Okay,
don't.
ID, you're on Suffolk
Listen,
police property.
You're a cop. De-escalate the situation. That's what you're trained to do, right? That's what you're trained to do. Whoa. De-escalate.
No.
De-escalate. I do not consent to any searches or seizures. I haven't broken the law. Stop backing. You're cornering me in a corner.
Listen.
You're putting me in a corner. Please stop. Please stop. I know, look. You're pushing me into a corner. I don't want you touching me.
I don't care.
What is your name and badge number?
Do you have identification?
What is your name and badge number? Why are you coming up behind me? Stop.
They backed Sean into a corner, demanding his ID, but he's no rookie when it comes to handling these situations. Knowing his rights, he stood his ground and refused. However, this would only escalate their aggression as things got more tense.
What are you guys doing? I do not feel safe. I do not feel safe.
We do not feel safe.
I'm not the one running up on you.
Sir.
What's your name and badge number? What's your name and badge number, sir? What's your name and badge number? What's your name and badge number, sir? You need to stop. Don't do anything. I have no weapons. I'm not a danger to you. I am committing a First Amendment protective activity. You will violate my rights if you touch me. Don't do this. What are you doing this for?
Identification. We'd like to know what you're doing in our parking lot.
I don't care what you want to know. I don't answer questions. Am I under arrest?
All right.
Am I being detained?
Identify yourself. You may be.
No. You see, you can lie, but that's not the case.
These cops seem to have forgotten who they serve, acting more like crooks than protectors. It's disgraceful how they misuse their authority in plain sight, intimidating innocent citizens. But that's exactly why Sean is doing this. On top of that, a female officer joins the party as well.
I'm engaging in a First Amendment protected activity. Did you swear an oath to the Constitution, ma'am?
Sir.
Did you swear an oath to the Constitution?
Sure did.
So protect me from these guys and let me continue doing my constitutional right. That's it. I talked to 2 officers before this and they were very nice.
What are you trying to accomplish today?
What am I trying to accomplish today? I'm trying to, whatever I want. I'm working on a story. These cop cars look cool. I want to look at them.
The conversation starts to look more like an interrogation, with one person being ganged up on by 4 other cops. These sleazy cops really need to learn some manners.
Don't come up to me. Listen, you came up to me and started grabbing me, man. That's not cool. I saw a video.
No, I didn't.
I have a wide angle lens, so guess what? It's gonna see you grabbing me. And is touching another citizen an assault? Okay, I want a complaint for him. I want to complain for him. He's not giving me his name. He grabbed me.
Here's the thing. You're not giving us your name.
I don't care. You don't need my name, ma'am.
You know what? When a lawful
No, you don't. I guarantee you I will leave here and you won't have my name, sir. Guarantee you that, all right?
In the state of New York, the police department annually trains and tests all officers on the public and media's First Amendment rights to observe, photograph, and record police activities in public places. Despite said training, these officers were unfamiliar with their own laws.
That's it. I'm not committing a crime. I have no weapons. I'm not a threat to you. I'm trying. I told this man, listen, just DS. No, I have no weapons. No weapons.
Would you open up your coat and show us that you have no weapons?
Sure, I'll do that for you. Just so that way, look, I'm opening up my coat. Just so that way you don't know.
I appreciate
Safety first. I have nothing. Look, I'm gonna turn around.
I appreciate that.
I'm gonna turn around. I have nothing.
The other side as well, sir?
Sure.
Sean complies with the female officer's request, clearly demonstrating that he is not a threat. Now, it was the officer's turn to hand him a complaint form, as per his right. He definitely did not ask to be intimidated or grabbed.
Police headquarters, and you guys come at me with just regular guys. Okay, I get it. You guys are detectives, whatever, undercover, plainclothes. But, I mean, he did come out with his badge, but you can't be touching me like that and putting me up against the wall, man.
Having a conversation and answering questions keeps things
I'm
at a low
trying.
level.
They didn't even ask me a question, ma'am. They just came up to me and put me into the corner. 5-5, thank you. So I'm not being detained, correct?
Not at this point in time.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that. And you said I can get complaint forms in there, right?
Out of this building, around to the right, there's a main office. You can speak with them at the front desk.
Okay. You guys got complaint forms?
They do exist.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you.
Just as things were about to simmer down, Sean thought of offering the officer one more chance.
Hey, listen. I don't want to put a complaint on you if I don't have to. You could just apologize to me and we can move on as men.
I did nothing wrong.
So you're not gonna apologize to me for touching me?
I did nothing wrong.
All right. You could have just apologized. I don't want to have to file a complaint, but I mean, that's what you want to do.
Next up, a cop denied a citizen their First Amendment right only to be outwitted instantly.
Our first case involves a man known as JC, a First Amendment auditor, someone who legally exercises their right to film public spaces like government facilities. JC was on his way to exercise this right at the Ava Police Department in Missouri when he was swiftly silenced.
Just a minute. Yes, sir, I need 2 officer complaint forms.
Statement forms or complaint forms? You need to shut that off too.
Complaint forms.
Phil, you shut it off.
No, sir.
Okay.
Just complaint forms will work.
You want complaint forms?
Yes, sir. And I'll get out of your hair.
What's your name?
None of your business.
Okay. Let me do that for you.
Okay, I appreciate you. What's your name?
None of your business?
Oh, it is my business, sir. You're a public employee.
The man at the desk wasn't interested in helping JC with his request. Instead, he was fixated on JC's camera. JC was just exercising his First Amendment rights, but all he got from the dispatcher was a first name, Dave, likely to protect his identity for what was about to happen.
You don't have a last name, Mr. Dave?
I'm not going to be part of your suit, sir, so
Well,
you go. Have a good day.
you are a city employee. You get paid with our tax dollars, sir. So you do work for us.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you're not going to identify. All right, I need a... Okay, you got a sunshine request?
The city knows who I am.
I don't.
You do not, actually, tell you the truth. Let me look and see.
Or just another complaint form, I'll write it on the back.
While it's not common for government employees to be asked for their IDs by random citizens, it doesn't mean they're exempt from doing so. Refusing to show his ID and playing hardball with the auditor might not have been in his best interest. As the auditor was filling out a complaint against Dave, he was confronted by another, even more unhinged member of the Ava Police Department.
And who are you, sir?
None of your business.
Okay, get out of the police department then. We're not allowed to film inside the police
Are
department.
you trying to,
You can fill that out.
you trying to deny my right? I need another complaint form.
Well, you can fill that out and return it, but you're not allowed to film inside. Go ahead and step out the door.
What's the law on that?
It's in the state law. Step out
It's
the door.
not in the state law.
Step out the door or you
Or
will
what?
be escorted out.
It seems the lieutenant missed the memo on hospitality. Why bother with a seating area if citizens are expected to pen their grievances out in the parking lot? Regardless, locking the doors and shuffling the auditor out like an unwanted guest doesn't exactly scream open-door policy.
You gonna put your hands on me?
Yes, I will if you, do not comply. Step out.
Can you state the ARS?
Step out.
What's the MLC on that? I need a
Step out.
complaint form, sir.
You have one in your hand.
And I need another one for you.
Step out.
What's your name and badge number?
Lieutenant Butterworth, 414.
All right, Lieutenant.
Step out.
You should know the law.
Have a good day.
You gonna push me out?
Get out of the door.
I need a complaint
Walk away.
form. I need a complaint. I'm coming back in.
The auditor did manage to fill out the form right by the door outside and requested another one for Lieutenant Buttersworth, which he was not too keen on providing.
I need a copy and a date stamp. And,
Around the office.
and I need another complaint form for you, sir.
Get out of the police department while you're doing it.
Oh, shut up. You don't give me directives. I'm not detained. You don't give me directives, you coward. You tyrant.
The auditor then decided to make the best of the situation by analyzing the cars parked at Ava PD. Visual proof of where our hard-earned tax money is being directed to.
Apartment looks like. Can't really see much. Let's get a tag. Oh, he ain't running no tags on the front. That's illegal. There's the number, y'all. 417-683-2900. I'll be back with an army.
While JC was documenting the cars, we have Chief Overcast. Man, I love these names. Who was sent over to shoo away the pesky auditor. But wait, wasn't this public property? Despite the welcome mat at the entrance, apparently filming injustice isn't on the agenda.
He's running the tag.
Get away from them personal cars.
Oh, eat it, man. I don't have to.
They ain't got nothing to do with you.
This is public property.
That right there is not a cop car. Get away from
Don't touch me. What's your name and badge number
Get out
since
of
you
here.
want to bark directives?
You want to buck? I'm going to buck with you. Get out of here.
I'm not bucking. You are.
Get.
I'm going. What's your name and badge number?
Jimmy, get off the property.
Ha ha ha! This is public property, sir. I haven't committed a crime. You need a crime.
But the chief continued with his duty, noting down the auditor's tag, no doubt to frame him for defamation when in reality he was just spreading public awareness.
Get away from my car. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. What's your name and badge number?
I was going to film you. Hey, Robert John 3, David 9, Sam.
Yeah, go run it. See who it comes back to. What's your name and badge number?
What's your name? What's your badge number?
What's your name and badge number?
What's your badge number?
None of your business. I'm a private citizen.
Like a cop?
Do I?
Do I look like a cop?
You got a name and badge number? You gonna identify?
I ain't got nothing. You going to identify? Who are you?
None of your business.
Who are you?
None of your
What's
business.
your name, boy?
None of your business, boy.
What's your name, boy?
None of your business. Look at this,
Hey,
y'all.
that's a nice little do-rag you got up there, man.
You like that, do you?
Look like a faggot.
All right, get out of here, punk.
Well, Chief Overcast's denial game is strong, but pretending not to be the top cop while flexing his authority is a bit too low, even for him. Refusing to provide ID while demanding and intimidating someone previously ousted from his own department is like a bad magic trick. Everyone sees through it.
You hurt yourself.
Hey, now.
Yep, I'll be back.
Hey, what do you got in there?
I'll be back. None of your
What's in that
business.
bottle?
None of your business.
What you got in that bottle?
None of your business.
Let me see it.
Kick rocks.
Where you going?
You can't operate a motor vehicle and have a cell phone.
Hey, you can't.
I'm on public property, buddy.
You can't have your cell phone running while you're driving.
Eat a dick.
Breaking the law.
Although the auditor left the area, it would not be the last he would be seeing of Lieutenant Butterworth and Chief Overcast. The very next day, Lieutenant Butterworth struck back by filing felony charges against the journalist for harassment and getting a warrant for his arrest. He claimed the journalist posted videos on YouTube and TikTok accusing Butterworth of assault and even suggesting he was in adult films with other guys. This is the kind of retaliation evil cops dish out when someone threatens to expose their corruption. But the internet never forgets, and neither will those fighting for justice. While our first auditor made some valid points, this next case truly served as a wake-up call for these exceptionally dumb cops.
I'm allowed to move. Okay, so am I. Okay, just keep touching me.
On the 20th of August, 2022, Officer Bergeson in Connecticut confronted an auditor named Daniel Kokoska, who was simply exercising his First Amendment rights in front of the local New London PD.
What are you guys doing? Filming. For what? Because I can. That's it. Yeah, that's fine. Like it. What? I never seen one girl fucking. Exactly. I like this.
Me like and see what nothing.
Any reason you're filming?
Lima.
Don't want to answer any questions? What about you? You want to answer any questions? Or?
They heard this. They stated that those two were.
You can get off that car.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for doing the right thing.
All right, you guys are done now.
Go.
Yeah.
For what?
I'm asking you to leave the I'm asking you to leave private property now. Get out of the lot. Do you have to leave business here?
Yes.
I'm asking you. Okay. You can go to the lobby, but you're not going to the lobby. You can leave.
I'm not doing anything.
I'm not asking. Okay. Are you here for police business?
Does it matter?
Yes. You're now in a private lot and you're being asked to leave.
Where's the sign?
I'm telling you now.
It doesn't
go.
matter.
Leave,
No.
Let's go.
No. It's
Off the property,
works.
please.
It's not how this works.
Let's go. I'm not asking you. Get off the property.
The cops aren't amused in the slightest by Daniel. It doesn't take the cops long to threaten him with arrest.
You're not going to be out here with private, with officers.
Where are your signs?
Okay, I'm telling you.
Where are your signs?
There are no signs. But
Exactly.
you're being given a lawful order to disperse.
What law?
Disorderly conduct.
You're being given. Yes. Let's go. If you want here, disorderly conduct.
Let's go.
Come on, disorderly conduct.
Let's go.
You want to call it? Let's do it.
Let's go.
You want to call it? Let's do it. Because I'm doing nothing wrong. No.
Why you got to come out here and bust balls?
Bust balls? You came out here. I was doing nothing wrong.
Okay, you're out here filming people's
I'm
personal
allowed
cars.
to.
Okay.
Again, what?
Do you have anything
so
better
I'm allowed
to do than come
Then
here and do
thank
this?
you. I'm not going to answer any more questions. I'm going to continue doing what I was doing. Touching me? You're touching me? You're touching me?
Off the property.
Stop touching me, please.
Off the
Stop
property.
touching me, please.
It doesn't. I have been asked to leave.
It doesn't matter.
You're being asked to leave. Yes, you can.
Listen, time out.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
You want to come in for police business?
Listen, no. It doesn't. I don't even need police business.
Okay.
Even if I wasn't here for police business, it doesn't matter. You need to go do your homework.
Okay, I'm doing my homework.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you need to go read the laws. No. I need to commit a crime for you to have me leave public property. This is not private.
You're now being given a lawful order to leave the property by a police officer. Okay, trespass.
That's not, no. You can't trespass me for public property when I haven't broken a law.
Okay.
Come on.
Are you here for police business?
I just told you I was.
Okay. Then what is the police business you're here for?
I don't need to tell you.
Yes, you do.
No, I
You're not
don't.
here for police business.
I don't need to tell. All right, I'm not going to answer any more questions, and I'm standing right here until I'm ready to go inside.
Then we're going to stand right here with you.
Go ahead.
Okay. I got all I do. I got till 7 o'clock in the morning.
Can you start touching me?
Can you? No.
I'm allowed to move.
Okay. And so am I.
Okay, just keep touching me.
Let's go.
Jay, take your camera out. Let's go.
As if berating and threatening him with fabricated charges wasn't enough, this corrupt cop couldn't resist acting out even as he's walking off the property.
You don't need to be on
If you had a reason or you could really arrest me, you already would have done it.
It's Saturday and I don't feel like leaving downstairs all weekend. I really don't.
I don't believe that.
This is no need to be down here, dude.
I can be. Yes, I do.
What
I'm not going to tell you, but I can
be
be here.
What is your police business?
I'm doing what I need to do.
Okay.
So
if you go near a personal car,
I'll go near whatever. Okay. I'm going to tell you.
If you go
I'm going to tell you. I'm done. No. Because now I can stay here and now I can do that.
Because I got better shit to do than
no. Because now you're wrong. I can record those cars. I can record any car in this parking lot.
If I catch you touching a vehicle or trying to open a door, I'm gonna arrest you.
Now it goes to that. Did you see me do that before you touched me and did all that shit?
If I catch you doing
it, did you see me?
I got better shit to do.
That's what you keep saying, but you're out here. You never came out here if you had something better to do.
If you need something, come up into the lobby and deal with it.
I'll be up there when I'm ready.
We're all set.
The cop obviously seems to have had his ego hurt, despite this auditor being completely respectful. He even takes a jab as Daniel walks off.
Go find something better to do with your life.
Me? You're the one that came running outside like you're some tough guy, you clown.
What a waste of time.
No, I'm a waste of time. That's why you're out here wasting time. Bunch of geniuses. Yo, now leave them. After you already touched me, you loser. How many times did you touch me, you clown? How many? That's why you didn't do shit, because you can't. Go to personal cars right now. What are you going to do? And I didn't even look at him before, now I will.
The auditor takes this personally and comes back a lot harder, peeving and attempting to further agitate the cop who had become physical with him. The auditor tried to maintain his cool, but ultimately decided he needs to speak to the supervisor.
Out of curiosity, why? I mean, Saturday night, you guys can't go somewhere, hang out, like, we decided tonight was the night to film the police department parking lot.
Yeah, it's a hobby.
Oh, can I help you?
Yeah, you, the supervisor?
One of them, yeah.
So I was outside, walking through the parking lot, taping. Your officers, 3 of them came out. Supervisor started pushing me around, giving unlawful orders.
Giving out what kind of orders?
Unlawful. Kept trying to tell me I'm trespassing and I'm disorderly when I wasn't doing anything.
Well, it's a lawful order.
Yeah, if you're doing it.
But
if you're committing that crime, it's a lawful order, but when you're not.
Oh, if you read the statute for trespass first, after giving a lawful order,
Yeah, you have to be committing a crime.
regardless if it's posted or not.
No, but you have to be committing a crime to be trespassing on public property.
All right, well, I'm not going to argue with you on that.
Oh, okay. You're just like the rest of them. I need 3 complaint forms, and how do I request that body cam footage?
Have to go do an FOI.
Through here, though, or where? Town hall?
He decides that these corrupt officers had gone too far encroaching on his First Amendment rights. Adamantly requesting 4 complaint forms, Daniel makes good use of these. An internal investigation led to an 8-day suspension and mandated retraining for Lieutenant Joshua Bergeson, who can be seen in body camera footage blocking and pushing Kokoska in an attempt to force him to leave. If this is how threatened these officers feel next to their PD, one can only imagine their unprofessionalism in the field. But Daniel wasn't the only one who knew what it meant to bravely stand up to cops. Have a look at this next auditor who loves to put these cops in their place.
Law-abiding citizen inspects his own property, and you're my servant, that's my property.
In February 2024, a First Amendment rights auditor, Siberian Tiger on YouTube in Portland, Oregon, went on about a seemingly normal day to exercise his rights. But the cops couldn't seem to give him a break. As we can observe, he's doing nothing but filming a parked police trooper on a public road. But this isn't taken well by the cops inside.
Who are you?
I don't know. What are you doing?
You don't know who?
Are you taking close-up pictures of the inside of the car? You can't do that, okay?
Says who?
Says me.
Who are you?
I don't know.
Well then,
Okay, you
get lost.
You cannot be taking pictures of the inside of these cars.
Watch me.
Okay. You cannot be taking pictures of the inside of the cars.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
You come over here all big tough guy?
Hey, you can't be taking pictures inside the
Says
car.
who?
Says me. It's a police car, okay?
And you, who are you?
I'm a sergeant, okay? I'm a supervisor.
Yeah?
Okay, yeah.
And
you can't be here.
And you can get lost.
Almost immediately, the cop's ego kicks in, and he gets real close to the auditor to try and wield his power. But the auditor isn't ready to back down.
Gonna get in my face like this?
Go find something else.
You think you're gonna intimidate me?
I'm not intimidating you, man.
Then what's the problem?
I don't know. I'm wondering what the problem is with you.
You came over here all tough guy.
I'm wondering what the problem is with you. Cause
There was no problem. What am I doing?
You can't be taking pictures of the inside.
Says who?
Says me.
What law?
I don't know.
Exactly. So get lost, tough guy.
That doesn't work that way.
Well, how's it gonna work?
I don't know.
Why don't you call your bobbies over here? Why don't you call your lieutenant?
No.
Other sergeants?
You show me out in front of the precinct with
Yeah?
taking some pictures of inside of the police.
Dumb guy.
I'll take it.
What a dumb guy. Taking pictures of the inside of the vehicles that are public property. I'm on a public sidewalk taking pictures of everything that is open, visible from my eyes, okay? Which is First Amendment protected activity, and the tough guy shows up here and tells me I can't take pictures.
The auditor is absolutely on the green side of the law here, which openly allows citizens to have uninterrupted access to film in public. So actually, the cop's ego is just hurt.
What law is that? What am I breaking?
I don't know. That's called private property. You can't.
That's private property? Come here.
You can't.
Come here, Sergeant.
You can't take a picture.
Come here, Sergeant. Come here.
Come here. I'm good.
What it says over here?
The outside, if you like.
What does it say?
I don't know.
What does it say?
Tell me.
You don't know how to read? Any of you guys know how to read?
What's your goal, sir? What do you need today?
I was minding my own business. This guy comes over here, gets in my face, and gives me unlawful directives.
I'm going to explain why he was concerned.
Why?
So we could be concerned that somebody is targeting our police vehicles or is looking inside there to see confidential information on the screen or in other things.
Okay.
So there's is a reasonable.
Whose responsibility to protect confidential information?
It is reasonable.
Whose responsibility?
It's reasonable
Great.
to ask.
Is it your responsibility to protect confidential information?
Sir.
Exactly. Exactly. So next time when a law-abiding citizen inspects his own property,
It's your property.
and you're my servant, that's my property. Everything that's on you, my property, except your personal effects.
He breaks down their argument in mere seconds by inquiring what the number clearly states. But of course, the cops turn a blind eye at that point.
This vehicle, my property. You all, you, every one of you work for me. I tell you what to do, I tell you how to do it, I pay your wages. That's right. And you answer to me. So when you get on my case, being a law-abiding citizen, quiet, I'm not talking to you.
Okay.
Quiet. When I'm a law-abiding citizen and you get in my face and you start threatening me and you call your bobbies out here, assuming that I'm a criminal because you intend to do something against me, guess what?
What are you going to do?
You're going to get a piece of my action.
What are you going to do?
My freedom of speech.
All of us have a lot of things we need to
Get back to your job. I didn't call you. I didn't call you.
The auditor is more than enough to be able to stand up to the whole pack of these corrupt peas.
Very clearly, sir.
That's right.
You are taking up valuable resources that could be helping the city.
Did I call you?
Because we are focused
Great.
on you.
Here's how you can end this.
So I think that's important.
This is how you can end this.
What do you need?
Go back to your job and mind your own damn business.
You need to not point your camera inside of police vehicles and record information off of our computers.
According to whom?
Don't do it.
According to whom?
That's it.
According to whom?
Sir.
What law is that?
Okay.
What law is that? Give me an ORS code that tells me that I am not lawfully allowed to look at anything that my eyes can see on a public sidewalk.
Okay.
What law is that?
We are going to leave, and we understand that you are not going to point inside of cameras.
Unless
and
I'm breaking the law, you can take your orders
stay
and
on
go to
public
hell
property.
with them. That's how you should have reacted in the first place. You come out here and you harass me, a law-abiding citizen, that's the reaction you're gonna get. Servants, get lost. Sick and tired of police officers harassing law-abiding citizens every day.
When they were too ignorant to answer his questions, they just decided to run back to where they came from. After fending the cops off, he proceeded to exercise his rights to record some more without the police interfering this time. Siberian Tiger really showed his teeth to the dumb cops that tried harassing him. But sometimes these pigs need to be schooled and called out for their racist behavior. That's exactly what this next guy did.
Sergeant Venable. So at the end of the day, all we're trying to show is that you are associated with this car. Do you have insurance for the car on your phone that you could just show me the VIN matches and then I'm out of here? I don't even need a name.
I prefer not to really even speak with you, bro, because I haven't broke any crimes.
Well, right now.
Or, I don't even want to deal with you. I have no good dealings with you when I've told the truth with some of your officers, I should say. So, me talking to you, bro, I really don't want to talk to no Santa Barbara police officers, for real. I'm being real.
The reality is you're extending this contact right now. Let me explain. Okay, we got a call.
Well, the way you look at it, yeah, I can show you my ID. I can go in my bag and get my personal belongings and how you look at my ID and then run. But I'm being harassed. I left my car, went over there to grab something to eat, walk it back. She comes back, this officer behind you, asked me, am I such and such? Well, at that point, I'm on the alarm. I don't really want to talk to anybody because I haven't done anything wrong. Like I told this officer, I am the owner of this car. You can run the car. Obviously, they already know whose car it is.
So if you and I are strangers, how in the world? Okay, I have no idea who you are. All right, and again, devil's advocate. All right, if this wasn't your car,
Devil's advocate or the devil?
If this wasn't your car, and you came out of one of these houses right now, and I was talking to a stranger who wasn't associated with the car, wouldn't you want the police to talk to that person?
I let them know that I was the owner of this vehicle.
But again, there's a difference between being a legal owner, like I just bought it but I haven't put it in my name yet, or being a registered owner.
Oh, okay. Being politically correct, right. No, so the vehicle has not been sold. I've been the owner for like about 2 years. Okay. It's my car.
So then what name is this car under?
Charles is clearly talking down to the car owner and trying to be clever by rationalizing his misguided suspicions. There is no way that a normal person having a meal by his car can be suspicious. But then the officer starts getting agitated.
I don't have to, you feel me?
At this point,
me talking to y'all has
contact.
It is because I don't really want to
delaying us beyond what's reasonable.
Because I mean, being cooperative with Santa Barbara police officers.
You're talking over me right now.
I am because I really don't even want to talk to you.
So what happens is if you continue to delay us, you could be subject to arrest, which is
for
100% what I'm trying to avoid. 148 Penal Code is delaying or obstructing the police.
How am I obstructing
We are conducting
you for?
an investigation because somebody called saying that you were suspicious around this vehicle. Period. The end.
Suspicious?
We are asking, are you associated with this vehicle and you're being evasive? And you're just not giving us the answer. I'm trying to avoid all that. I'm trying to work with you. And you are putting up every possible roadblock. I'm going to ask you again.
I mean,
what is the name of the owner of this car? Who is it registered to?
That would be me. I am the registered owner of this car. You feel me?
No. What name is it under?
Like I'm saying, I feel like I'm being harassed. So you saying if I call the cops and be like, hey, there's some people over there that kind of suspicious around this
agency, we would respond.
And you would
call and say there's loud birds in this tree, and we would show up.
And you would force somebody to show their ID.
100%.
To show ownership of a car.
I would force somebody to show me their ID if they are the subject of a call for service and they're being detained. You, sir,
so I am being detained.
100%.
That's all I wanted you to let it be known, that I am being detained.
100%.
I just told
you. You could have read the registration out of the glove box an hour ago, and I wouldn't know that you were actually that person without seeing a photo ID. But right now,
I don't have a photo. That's what I'm saying. You want a photo ID?
I'm just asking for your word as to what your name is, and you won't even give me that.
Well, I gave you my word that I am the registered. I told her I am the owner of this car. That was my word.
I'm done extending this.
So now I'm going beyond that. I don't have identification on me to just.
You know your name though, correct? Do you know your name?
That's going off my word. So now I don't even want to. I don't even really want to go into the conversation. So now since I'm being detained, I'm
148 of the Penal Code.
I'm asking for permission. I'm asking for permission. Do I have permission, since you're detaining me, to go inside my bag to get ID? Since you're telling me you're actually about to arrest me,
you don't have ID
on me, to just show it to you without going inside my bag.
Is there anything dangerous in your bag?
See, exactly. So that's why I'm.
That's why I'm asking.
No.
Well, then go ahead.
Okay. You know what I mean? I got a little situation going on.
Would you like me to hold that?
No, I don't. I don't need. No, I'm good on all that.
The owner is shocked at what he is experiencing, but Charles doesn't even acknowledge it. He is still fixated on trying to blame everything on the car owner.
If you're able to do that, then we can move on with our lives.
Hey, bro, I'm trying to move on with my lives too,
Not really.
bro.
You've been to.
I mean, I'm being harassed. Like, you feel me?
This could have been done the moment you walked up and said, "Hey, my name is XYZ," and they would have said, "Cool, that's who's registered, the owner," and they'd be out of here. But yet you have decided want to continue this.
Why come it can be like, oh, no, hey, I am the owner of this vehicle. This is my car. I just walked over there to get something to eat, and I walked back to my car. Oh, this is your car? Oh, okay, cool. Not, hey, you know what I'm saying? Do you have some proof?
Believe it or not, people lie to the police. And since I've never
people lie to the police.
Believe it or not.
That's a motherfucking epiphany right there. People lie to the police.
We're dropping knowledge today, all right?
Yeah, even.
You want to continue going back and forth?
Oh, here's my ID. You feel me?
The registered owner of this is you. I can see that is your name, and we're done. Okay, I'm going to give you my name because I told you I would. Okay. Do you have any questions of why we were here or anything about that?
I have a whole lot of questions, man. Like I said, I feel like I've been harassed.
I would like to answer those questions with you. I'm going to let these officers get out of here, and I'm going to jot this stuff down for you, okay? This all could have been done and wrapped up. It's been moments.
How you see it?
I do.
I might just do a little test myself and just call 911 to be like, there's some people around a suspicious car, or they're being suspicious around, just to see if
or whatever. I'd highly recommend it. But I don't.
What was criminal? I was just eating a wrap is criminal.
Listen to what I'm saying. I don't suggest you call 911.
Or is it being black while eating the wrap around the bins is criminal?
Sir.
Let's be 100. But I can't be 100 because y'all not 100. You know what I mean?
I'm not talking to the caller right now. I'm talking to you and trying to get you on your way as soon as we can.
And it was that simple. All that fuss for nothing. But the officer just couldn't resist being racist. Absolutely disgraceful. The car owner ensures that he has all the information so that he doesn't miss penalizing them.
Hey, Jabali, you don't have a card on you? You don't? You're not allowed to give cards out? Or you just don't have any right now? Oh, okay. Are you a fairly new officer? How long have you been on the force? That's dope. So you're not that new.
Questions?
I do, man. You mentioned the PC code, or penal code.
148.
Penal code 148. If I'll just look into it myself.
Fine.
Penal code 148 though.
Yeah, it's delaying, resisting, obstructing an officer.
Thank you.
Like the time of call on this was 9:20 and it's almost 10:40 at this point. Okay. Now I don't know what time they got here. I don't know what time you guys started talking, but it's almost 10:40. So that's why I'm saying they have other calls to get to. I'm gonna get them out. If you have any other questions, I'm happy to answer them, but I want to get them available for the rest of the city at this point. Okay?
No additional details are available on whether the car owner took any action against the officers or not. But in either case, he has successfully exposed the blatant racism infesting the whole law enforcement system. Watching a guy getting detailed for eating food around his car is ridiculous, but wait until you see what happens when two racist cops wrongfully stop a 60-year-old black man.
I'm gonna give it to you. Okay, come on. Hand back here. Oh, well, I'm just gonna make sure. All right.
On January 29th, 2021, two Westchester police officers violated department policy when they stopped and questioned a 60-year-old black man named Lindsay while searching for a shoplifting suspect described as a white man in his 30s at a Meijer store.
Is that aisle 10 or checkout 10?
Now in aisle 14, 140.
Check lane 14. I'm going to go from this side. Okay. Location. Where's aisle 10? Is like, are we talking check lanes or is it aisle 9? Yeah. 11 is on visual on the sheds. I'll be following stuff.
Affirmative. Now heading towards general merchandise aisle near the dog food.
As the officers roam around the store looking for the thief, all they have in their minds is an image of a black man. The racist cops have no shame in the way they practice their racism.
How you doing, man? Take hands out of your pockets for me. How you doing?
I'm doing well until I got stopped. What's up?
Yeah, LP called and said that you were concealing some items inside your jacket.
Who do I sue?
Huh?
Who do I sue when you don't find shit? Hey, come get this on film.
Well, that's
who do I sue?
You know, we're just trying to figure it out. Like I said, we got a call that LP is following somebody. Okay, they say he's got a brown jacket on. Okay, jacket on me.
I walked in here 5 minutes after you guys walked in. I saw you walk in. So how could they see me stealing some shit?
I have no idea.
Get this on film, please. What did they say? A black man did it?
No, sir.
Well, what did they say? Because I walked in here after you guys.
Listen.
This isn't tan. What am I listening to? What am I listening to? This isn't tan. This is orange as It's not okay.
Sir.
It's not okay. This is as orange as Hell yeah, I got items in my jacket. The items that I walked in here with behind you guys.
Well, that's not what we were told.
I don't give a you've been told. Hold on, man. I'm getting this one built. Exactly. No, you won't. I'm getting the here when I get what I need to get. It's not okay.
Well, again, we're just going by what...
No, you got the wrong Admit it. Admit it. Admit it. I'm listening.
My name is Officer Manning.
I'm listening.
I'll give you my business card. Okay? There you go. I'll give you my business card. Go there. Okay?
The is me?
That's my name. If you want to call and complain, you can. That's fine. No problem at all.
It's a problem. It's a problem.
I understand.
No, you don't. You don't understand it until you get the skin color I got. Look at
Well, that's what I was like. I mean, he's got this tan coat on. That's what we're saying.
Kudos to Lindsay for speaking up against these corrupt cops. It's a rare sight to see people shutting the officers down entirely. Just look at the shame on the officers' faces. But they keep on trying till they find the actual guy.
11, what's he saying? I think he's going to
What's going on, boss? Come here.
Sorry.
Get your hands down. I'm going to give it to you. Okay, turn around. Bring your hand back here. Oh, well, I'm just going to make sure. All right? How much stuff you got? You got a what?
I'll call him. I got it. No, it wasn't on your office.
We just take him to the office and we'll figure everything out. Come this way. Hands up! I understand.
Just look at the difference between the actual guy and the one they harassed. That was clearly not a mistake. And the black man is not going to let the racist pigs get away so easily. He comes back and gives the cops a verbal beating once again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Unless I had a tan jacket on and an orange hat. Neither of which happened to me.
We were just going by what we were told. That was it. The information that we were getting, the description changed to what you were wearing. And that was it. But we got the guys. Again, I apologize. My name is Tim. I'm very sorry, sir, for the inconvenience.
Are you still shopping? I don't know. Why you ask me that question?
Well, because I'm trying to move on. Make it move faster. Then you have my information, sir. If you wish to contact the department and speak to my supervisor.
Are you the manager?
At the moment.
Who was the one that was doing this reporting?
Our asset protection.
Did he say a white man or a black man? That's the first description that comes up. Because that's the easiest thing to be determined.
Yeah, so they were given a clothing description.
He didn't have black pants on.
Right.
Damn!
Yes, sir.
You know how stupid you guys look.
Well, I understand. You're upset.
60-year-old black man works every damn day in my life. Got a college degree and a master's degree. And walked in after they did. And I told them that.
I would be upset too. Just so you know, the suspect did have a cutting instrument that he was using to
cut items in retail. That's why I actually take care of it.
And that's normal procedure. They do that with everybody.
I get that.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know anything like that. Don't have anything. Whoever your asset protection guy is that reported this, you need to fire him.
I don't know that information, and I will ask what description did he or she. Yeah, she does. I got it.
So I get embarrassed in the public over being pulled over, essentially.
Lindsay filed a complaint with the Westchester Police Department. The internal investigation report of the incident says Lindsay alleges the officers profiled him and stopped him because of the color of his skin. Mr. Lindsay felt humiliated and embarrassed by the encounter, the report says. 1 year later, Lindsay filed a lawsuit against Meyer, the Westchester Police Department, and officers Tim Minkenbaugh and Tanner Cassendas, the two who stopped and interviewed him in the store. "We made mistakes in this situation," said Joel Herzog, Westchester Chief of Police. "We're not infallible. This case is a perfect example of officers having no fear of being blatantly racist." The next officer took it even further when he tried to force a confession out of a black man.
Do you feel okay?
I'm okay. I'm humiliated.
Look, there's no reason to be humiliated.
On January 30th, 2022, a police officer from the New Zealand Police Department was called on site to investigate a DoorDash driver named Mitchell without solid reasons.
Hey man, stick your hands out the window. Are you by yourself?
I'm by myself.
All right. Do you know why I'm stopping you?
No.
I've been chasing you all the way back there. You're doing 120 when you pass State Street.
I didn't realize it.
All right. Is the car in park?
Yes, it's parked.
All right. Go ahead and step out for me, please. All right. Just go ahead and put your hands on top of the car there for me. I'm just going to pat you down. You don't have any weapons on you? No. Okay. All right. Go ahead and spread your feet out for me, bud. All right. I'm Officer Border. I'm with the Zealand Police Department. Just going to set you out right here, okay? Anything in the car you're not supposed to have?
Nope.
And why are you going so fast?
I don't know. I didn't even realize it. I was trying to get to my customer. I'm door dashing right now.
Right. Is this your driver's license in here?
It's in my wallet.
Okay. What's in this pocket here?
I don't. You can go in there. I don't know.
All right. Is that if I take it out?
Yeah, that's fine.
Nothing sharp that's going to poke me?
I don't know.
What's that?
No, it shouldn't.
Okay.
Hello. Oh, DoorDash card.
Need everybody else to slow down. Thank you. Keep your feet spread, but just take one step back. All right, spread them back out for me. All right, turn around and face me. All right, I'm just going to look inside here, okay?
Okay.
You got your phone going in there?
Yeah.
Who are you talking to?
Just some group of friends I'm door dashing with.
You're dashing, all right. Use an inhaler for something? You know why all these other officers are standing here?
Why?
Because you didn't stop back there.
Oh, I didn't even see lights behind me.
What do you use Visine for?
I wake up I go to work at 4:30 in the morning and my eyes are red as hell sometimes.
Okay.
The cop is way more suspicious than he has to be. Despite appearing too innocent, the police officer is clearly biased against the black man instead of being a good cop and just letting him be. It gets worse. Just look at all the things that the officer makes him do.
Alcohol today? Either?
Hello? I don't do none of that.
Okay. All right, let's walk over towards the front of my truck here real quick.
Okay.
All right, just stand right by the front there. I'm just going to turn these lights down. You can stand with your hands down. You're okay. All right, go ahead and turn around and face me just for a second. I just want to look at your eyes real quick. Just feet together, hands down by your sides. Look straight ahead. Look straight ahead. You're not using at all?
No.
Why are your pupils so pinpoint?
I'm nervous. I got pulled over.
Well, that doesn't change your pupils. I mean, they're like super, super small. You see those, Officer Carr?
I'm not on anything. I'll take a test or whatever.
Okay. You don't take any prescription medication for anything? You're a pretty healthy guy?
I'm healthy.
Okay. Are you a diabetic or have any medical problems?
Not that I know of.
Okay. You're not a diabetic, though?
No.
Okay. All right. Because the only thing that makes your pupils pinpoint like that are narcotics.
Okay, well...
Okay, like a narcotic analgesic will do that? You're not using any on your open anything?
No. I'm literally door dashing. I've been door dashing since...
Well, all right, can you see tip my finger okay?
Mm-hmm.
Wherever it goes, just follow with your eyes. Don't move your head. You understand? You understand?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Don't move your head, just follow with your eyes. Don't move your head, just follow with your eyes.
Okay. Moving my head.
All right, let's start over. Can you see it okay?
Yep.
All right, because you're having a really hard time tracking it, okay?
Yeah, I'm really nervous.
All right, there's nothing to do. That doesn't change your eyes at all, okay? All right, here we go. Your eyes are jumping all over the place. Why is that?
Could we take a test or something? I don't have nothing to hide.
Is there anything in your car you're not supposed to have?
Search my car. Nervous. Like I'm in Zeeland, Michigan. I'm a black man. I'm scared as hell right now.
That shouldn't be an issue whatsoever. You live in Holland, don't you? So you come through Zeeland all the time, probably.
Probably not no more.
You got 3 officers standing here. We're all wearing cameras. There's nothing to be nervous about.
Well, I mean, test me. I'm not on anything.
Okay. All right. So the next test we're gonna do, same thing. Feet together. Go ahead and put your feet together there. What's your first name again?
Torian.
One more time.
Torian.
Tornell?
Torian.
Torian.
Yep.
Okay. Am I saying that right? Torian? Yep. Okay. All right. So same thing. Feet together. Hands down by your sides. What you're going to do is you're going to tilt your head back. You're going to close your eyes and you're going to say your alphabet E through P. So you're going to start at E as in Edward and you're going to stop at P as in Paul. Okay? Okay. So head back, eyes closed, E through P.
E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P.
Okay, thank you. What's the highest level of education that you have?
High school.
Okay. Did you grow up around here somewhere?
Saginaw.
In Saginaw? Okay. All right. So what you're going to do now is you don't tilt your head back or anything, okay? Just stand like you are right now. You're going to start at number 68. You're going to count backwards by 1 and stop at 53. So all you're doing is simply counting down from 68 to 53. Do you understand?
No, tilt my head back.
No, you don't tilt your head back. Just 68 down to 53.
68, 67, 66, 65, 64, 63, 62, 61, 60, 59, 58.
The officer has already decided that the poor man is under some sort of influence. Just wait until you see him realize what's actually going on.
One more eye test, okay? All right. So this time my finger, you're going to watch tip my finger.
Okay.
It's going to make a series of circles around your face. My finger is going to come right towards the edge of your nose, but I promise you it's going to look like I'm going to touch you, but I'm not going to touch you. Okay? So just follow the tip of my finger, all right? All right, here we go. Can you see it okay?
Yep.
Okay, it's going to come towards your nose now. One more time. Okay. I know that one seems weird, doesn't it? Okay.
So I'm gonna tip my head back, and when I feel 30 seconds has passed, after you tell me to start,
yep.
I'll let you know I'm done.
Yep, and you're gonna stand just like that. Feet together, hands down by your sides.
Okay.
Head back, eyes closed. And when you feel 30 seconds has passed, you open your eyes and say that you're done. Okay, you ready? Stand by. All right, go ahead and begin. Done? How much time do you think that was?
It comes fast in my head. It's almost second.
Do you think that was 30 seconds? How did you get there? How did you realize that you thought it was 30 seconds? How did you?
In my head, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay. All right, because that was 12 seconds.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, stay like that while I show you how to do this, all right? What you're going to do when I tell you to is you're going to walk 9 heel-to-toe steps just like you're standing right now. Your hands are going to be down by your sides. You're going to look down at your feet, and you're going to count each step out loud. When you start the test, don't stop until it's done. You understand? So you're going to walk 9 heel-to-toe steps forward, just like you're standing. You're going to turn away. I'm going to show you a turn. 9 heel-to-toe steps back. Okay? Do you understand so far?
I'm going to feel this one, but okay.
Okay. All right. Stay like that while I show you how to do this. So I'll show you an abbreviated version of what this looks like, okay? That will be your number 9, okay? So when your front foot gets to the number 9, it's just a series of small steps around and then 9 back. Do you understand the directions?
Okay.
Okay. When you're ready, sir, go ahead.
You said head down, right?
What's that?
Head down.
Look down at your feet. Count each step out loud. Hands down by your sides.
1. Oh, shit. 2. 3. 1. 2. 3.
Okay. Let's try it again. All right. Go ahead and start back in your right foot in front of your left. I told you I was showing you an abbreviated version of what this looks like. Okay. I did 3 steps. You have to do 9 down turn away. I showed you how to turn 9 back.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought you was counting them as 3 steps, like, because you said one.
Yep, I was just showing you an abbreviated version, okay? All right, so go ahead and put your right foot in front of your left.
Test after test after test. The officer has shamelessly taken advantage of his power and tried to seem more important than he actually is.
All right, you go ahead and turn. You go ahead and turn around.
Something. I'm doing all these tests. Like, now I'm gonna have an upset customer.
No, you're good. You're good. All right, just go ahead and look straight ahead. Okay. Do you feel okay?
I'm okay. I'm humiliated.
Look, there's no reason to be humiliated. You understand why I stopped you, though, right?
I understand it.
If you're doing 120 miles an hour, then you don't pull over the police, you're obviously going to get...
I didn't realize
That's why we're saying you're talking, right?
I didn't realize it, and I didn't see you, and I own up to that.
Okay.
I see you.
Yeah,
I have to take a piss really bad.
It's okay. The cold's not helping.
Yeah,
but
it's not helping.
Well, yeah, I had you on radar at 117 and then 120 when you actually passed me.
Yeah, I didn't realize it.
Okay.
Honestly.
All right. And I appreciate you standing out here doing these tests. I know it's cold, okay, but do you understand why we're doing them?
I understand.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, do you have a business card too?
Yes, you bet.
I know I'm wrong, but...
No, you bet. I'll give you one.
I have a whole family of law, and I mean,
A whole family of what?
I have a whole family of law, so I know...
Oh, okay.
So can you give me all of your badge numbers?
You bet. Yep, you'll get a... Yeah, I'll get you a card from everybody.
You're a narcotics... you said you're a narcotics detection?
Yep, Georgia train. Yep.
So just all badge numbers and
you bet.
names, right?
You bet.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. He wants, do you have a business card? He wants everybody's card. Are you calling me? Yeah. Yeah, just give me 1 second. I appreciate you stopping.
Yep.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
That's my boyfriend that you just pulled over.
Okay.
I can honestly tell you didn't catch him clocking going 117.
Okay.
I'm recording this, by the way.
That's fine. I am too.
Okay, that's fine. I can honestly tell you that he wasn't going 117 because he's very scared of driving.
Okay.
So I know for a fact he wasn't going that fast.
Okay. And he'll have the...
If you could prove that...
Yep, he'll have the right... He can go to court and appeal it, and I'll go over all that with him. But
The African-American guy is furious, but he still decides to keep his anger hidden till the very last moment. And then he wastes no time in gathering the data he needs. What a smart guy. And shame on the cop to call himself a proper officer.
My name and my badge number is right here.
Okay.
So let me give you that.
So
all right. I still got to go back and talk to your buddy over there and give him... He wanted my card too.
So my question for you is... so this dash cam footage, I'm sitting here thinking about it. I mean, I didn't realize I was going that fast, if I was going that fast, but so do we have this recorded on a dash cam with a tip time radar and all of that?
The what is on the dash cam?
So do we have footage of me going that and with a clock, something that's, I mean, can we prove this in court?
It won't show on the radar because the camera comes out the front window, but it'll show you smoking past the other cars and me trying to catch up to you.
Oh, so we can see this. So
yes, you'd be able to see that part on the dash cam for sure, and then anything that we have recorded right now.
Okay.
Okay. Let me get this going so we can get you out of here. Okay. I'm Officer Boyer, like I was saying, and then my badge number's on there and all of our contact information.
Okay.
So let me get his paperwork going so we can get you guys out of here. Okay.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Mitchell said he believes wholeheartedly that this was a situation of racial profiling. Mitchell requested an informal hearing to contest the citation and was found responsible for the violation last week.
Finally, an officer's intimidation tactic falls apart when a citizen skillfully challenges his behaviors.
In May 2023, a part-time YouTuber by the name of One Love Ent posted a video of his traffic stop, which he did not take well. He knew he did nothing wrong and was firm on his civil rights.
They call all these police for nothing. Tell me I pulled out the Sheets parking lot when there's an oncoming traffic time I ain't make a complete stop. Why when I make a complete stop when there's oncoming traffic? That just sounds stupid. He pulled in the parking lot the whole time.
The victim clearly has some pent-up anger about how the cop had conducted their stop so unsafely. I mean, for people who spend all their time on the road, the cops should know better.
We're gonna do a scan of the vehicle, so if you don't mind, just step out of the vehicle.
What for what?
To
Have I been suspected of committing a crime?
We can scan any vehicle we want as long as.
But have I suspected of committing a crime?
For a legal reason. So just
that's
go
a
ahead and
traffic
do me a favor.
stop. That's a traffic issue.
So do me a favor, step out of the vehicle.
Write me a ticket so I can go by my way.
Step out
I'm
of the
not
vehicle.
stepping out the vehicle, bro. I didn't do
Step out of
nothing.
the vehicle.
I didn't do absolutely nothing.
Telling you to step out of the vehicle.
If you pull me out this vehicle, I'm gonna file a lawsuit, bro. You violate my rights.
If you don't step out, I will
I'm
get you
telling
out
you,
of the car.
legally getting out my vehicle when I haven't done anything wrong. Absolutely nothing. I was pulled over the other morning going to work for my headlight, right? I fixed it. You want to check it? I fixed it. If you can pull that up, I fixed the headlight. I just came from my house, get gas, got me a soda, got my oil changed. I seen you pulling to sheets, eyeballing the car the whole time. I don't know why y'all keep pulling me over. I'm out here working because I'm in a union. That's why I got Mississippi tags. That's the whole reason you pulling me over. I drive the other car, you pull me over in it. You pull my old lady over in it.
All right, well, if you
it's just ridiculous.
It's obvious that this was not the first time that the police were harassing Ent, but they had also been targeting his family members. Having a different car tag is not a good enough reason for these officers to be suspicious. It stinks of racial profiling by the cops.
Okay, then step out of the vehicle.
No, I'm not. Call your supervisor, man. Call your supervisor.
Step out of the
I
vehicle.
want to speak to your supervisor, please. Call your supervisor. Call your supervisor. Call your supervisor. I'm telling you, pull me out the car. That's all I'm telling you. My people's work in McLean, Virginia. I'm telling you, you pull me out the car, you're making a big mistake.
Well, the issue is
you're making a big mistake.
For a legal reason.
You stopped me because you said I pulled up. No, you didn't come to the car. You didn't come to the car and said, "Sir, you smell like alcohol. You smell like marijuana." None of that. None of that. You just go to your car telling me you pulling me over for a traffic stop.
And he goes off on them, giving them a piece of his mind as the police just try to harass him. First with opening his door, unlawfully as well, and then also surrounding his car with that many officers.
I'm not stepping out of I'm not stepping out of shit. That's my right, dude. You don't know you don't. I'm done talking. I'm done talking.
You gonna step out of the car now?
I'm not stepping out of shit.
No?
No.
Okay.
Give me your supervisor. Let me and him talk. All right, cool. Your sergeant, whoever's in charge.
Okay.
I'm not stepping out. Once I step out of the vehicle, I lose my rights. I'm not stupid.
What rights would you
Whatever,
lose?
dude. You're being recorded. We're being recorded, so. I know I am. That's my right too.
Okay.
So let me roll down the window for him, so he can see, he can smell everything. This is my work vehicle. You see my fishing poles? I like to fish.
We've been fishing.
I'm about to go buy me soon.
You're the wrong button, buddy.
Yeah, look in there. Ain't nothing in here but work.
A final warning call is given to the officers, along with a very clear request to talk to someone on a higher authority. This, combined with him recording, was a very smart move that kept him safe.
Let me roll down the window for him, so he can see, he can smell, everything's clean. This is my work vehicle. You see my fishing poles? I like to fish.
We've been fishing.
I'm about to go buy me a boat soon.
You're in the wrong button, buddy.
Yeah, look in there. Ain't nothing in here but work tools, fishing poles, a battery from my truck that I just sold, charge it up for this guy. That's it. I don't do nothing. Whatever y'all perception is, why y'all keep pulling me over, it's gonna stop. After today, it's gonna stop. I follow traffic rules. Well, if I haven't followed traffic rules, check my driving record. Check my driving record.
He clearly has a point here, and the officers are speechless. They know that they've pushed him too far. Quick thinking by Ent as he opens his windows and nothing criminal can be found, thus clearing himself.
I have way more tickets. Y'all just me for no reason, which I'm with it because I need some money, free money. Okay. You want to give it to me? I'm going to get it. So, I don't need the money. I work for a living. No, you don't. No, you don't. I haven't did anything wrong, sir. I haven't did anything wrong. I let y'all slide on 6th date when y'all pulled me and my little girl out of the car one night. I let y'all have that. That officer, he's no longer working with you guys. I let y'all have that. I didn't fight, and I really had y'all to the left then, dead to the left. My auntie told me you say, but I'm not getting out the car, man. I ain't did nothing. What you want me to, do I have a warrant? All right then. I ain't did nothing. I haven't did nothing.
Having no warrant, no motive, and no probable cause for concern regarding Ent himself or his car, or what is inside of it, the cops are really grasping at straws to try and justify this stop.
The reason we want you out of the vehicle is because it is their policy that the occupants of the vehicle have to be out of the vehicle while they do the K9 scan.
What they doing the K9 scan for?
We can scan any vehicle.
For what? So why didn't the lady that pulled me over the other morning, why didn't she do the same process?
I have no idea. I wasn't there.
And my headlight was out, and I haven't done anything wrong. Anything.
Different officers.
How you went back there eyeballing me and go around the corner, you would have seen me.
MSP.
The dog ain't alert nothing. He came to the...
Even though the officer's excuse was right for wanting him out of the car, the problem remained that the K9 still came close to the car and wasn't alert when they smelled drugs.
He said he pulled me over because I didn't stop coming out of Sheets, which is stupid. There's traffic coming. Why wouldn't I stop, sir?
I can't answer that.
Why wouldn't I stop?
Do me a favor. Take the keys out of the
First of all, he pulled in looking at my vehicle while I'm pumping gas.
We're not going to argue with the debate here.
Are you the sergeant?
I am. If he stopped you for not stopping, then that's the problem cause for what we're doing.
This is a traffic stop. Why can't he just write me a ticket and I go by my way?
Because he has indicators that he wants to run a dog around.
For what, though? For what is the reason?
What do we typically run a dog around for?
Okay, but he haven't said anything about he come to the car. He never said once he suspected me doing anything, sir.
Why is it necessary
Nothing.
for us to argue about this?
It's not
If you have nothing in
because if I'm telling you I haven't done anything wrong and he's saying that I have, it's his word against mine. Okay. I haven't done anything.
Despite the sergeant arriving in the horde gathering, he just turned out to be as spineless as the rest of the...
Let them do their job here, and you can go about your business.
They can scan the car around it. I'm not getting out though.
Once the dog alerts,
it ain't gonna alert. Well, that you just automatically saying the dog's gonna alert. That's what you're saying. You on camera.
I said if.
No, you're pretty much telling me that.
I said if the dog alerts.
That's like you're pretty much saying.
What up?
You just telling me what you're gonna do. Whether or wait, it don't matter what y'all do, man. There's nothing in the vehicle.
Can you at least turn your ignition off for me?
There's nothing in the vehicle, so you're just gonna want to violate my rights.
You have nothing to worry about.
Go ahead and violate them. Yes, it is. You just gonna violate the right. You can open the back door and let them in if you want.
And, clearly not afraid of the officers finding anything, consents to the dog searching whilst he's in the car. The man just knows how to use his rights properly.
For what reason? I don't know. Didn't say anything about nothing when he pulled me over, but all of a sudden he want me out of my vehicle to search my car when I have done anything wrong. This is America. This is book. They gonna violate me like this. I'm a taxpaying citizen. This is what we gotta deal with in America. I shouldn't have to go through this. Shouldn't have to go through it. I didn't go to work because I was today. When it got blood done, got my oil changed, and now I have to deal with some shit like this. Cumberland PD. No wonder they got the petition out on that officer, whoever he is. There's gonna be some more. Some lawsuit coming. Free money. By the way, sir, I've been fishing at Jennings, Randolph Lake.
How's it been?
I catching some big bass. I'm about to go buy me a boat here shortly, soon as y'all let me go.
As the cops were busy finding nothing in his car, Ent gave them a lecture and maybe made them realize who pays their salaries with the tax money.
The K9 guy?
Yep.
I just scanned the vehicle.
He alerted, didn't he?
No.
Yeah, because obviously now, because I mentioned he didn't. It's bull, man. Nothing against you personally. Nothing at all. It's just the way y'all treat people out here for absolutely nothing is ridiculous. And it has nothing to do with you personally.
Be careful. You got a bus coming through.
What's your name, sir?
Baluch, B-A-L-U-C-H.
He's been cool. You can finish what you was telling me. Sorry.
All good,
cut you off, bro.
So like I said, dog didn't alert to the vehicle, but I always interview anybody after I scan, whether the dog alerts or not.
Yeah.
Just because I want to make sure the dog's doing what he's supposed to. So there's never been any drug or nothing like that?
No.
All right. Works for me.
No car, sir. This is my work car.
Ent was unfazed when the K9 unit officer had checked and scanned the car, but had found nothing and no alerts were set off. This proves his innocence, like he claimed from the start.
I'm free to go?
The officer will be with you here in a second.
Okay.
But As far as the dog stuff, you're done. They just have to finish your warning or whatever they're doing, and then you're...
Thank you, sir. No, they don't need to give me no warning. He need to write me a ticket. Because they keep giving me warnings, but he keeps saying I keep violating the law.
So I wrote your warning here.
That's another warning. I've done nothing.
I don't feel like police.
Another warning.
Tickets, but here's your warning.
Yep.
He didn't believe he was right about everything he said. He manages to prove his point once more. The police gave him warnings, but the problem they mention every time is that he hasn't done anything wrong. They don't commit to writing a ticket either because of the burden of evidence. These corrupt cops will never learn that violating people's rights and performing these uncalled for stops in innocent people has never improved their image in the general public. But I suppose the ones in Cumberland couldn't care less. The last case showed us how cops can become bullies and tyrants, but this next one shows us what would happen if the cops actually knew their civil rights.
I really am hard of hearing, so.
Well, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
On November 9th, 2023, an auditor named Jeff with the YouTube channel Honor Your Oath set up outside City Hall in Berry Hill, Tennessee, with a simple goal in mind: to spread the love for homeless veterans.
Go to City Hall on a traditional public forum and spread this message of God bless our homeless veterans and help not hate directly to my targeted audience, which is the City Council and anybody who would be voting here at the City Council, passing ordinances or laws that would be directly affecting our homeless population, specifically our homeless vets, either positively or negatively. So this message would hopefully encourage them to be compassionate to our homeless veterans, the City Council. So this is the city of Berry Hill, Tennessee.
Jeff decides to go inside City Hall and record audio to have a chat with the front desk and let them know about what he's doing on the sidewalk.
Hey guys. Hey, thank you for letting me use the restroom. I'm just gonna be out in front of the City Hall for about 30 minutes or so, and then I'll be on my way.
We have to get a vendor license for you to do it.
Oh, okay.
You have to, it doesn't cost anything. Or who are you, is it just you individually?
Yeah, just me.
We actually don't allow solicitation in Berry Hill.
Okay, yeah, I'll just be out here for 30 minutes or so.
We don't allow that here in
All
Berry
right.
Hill. If you go across Thompson Lane.
I wasn't asking permission. I was just letting you know.
If Jeff hadn't told the lady inside City Hall about his intentions, I'm sure they weren't even going to be aware. But despite him doing nothing illegal, she's quick to call the cops.
Hey, officer, how are you? Not much. I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
How you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
What can we help you with?
No, nothing. I'm good.
You good?
Yes, sir. You're Officer Carter?
Yes.
All right, my name's Jeff. How you doing?
Jeff, we don't love soliciting here.
Soliciting is a civil right.
What's that?
Soliciting is a civil right protected by the First Amendment. It's a charitable appeal for funds. It's free speech. Yeah, I just told them I was going to be out here for about 30 minutes, and I'll be on my way.
How long ago was that?
3 or 4 minutes ago, probably.
All right.
I'm hard of hearing. I really am hard of hearing, so.
Well, I'm not.
Oh, okay. So I was just having a hard time hearing you over the traffic.
Officer Carter here turned out to be a real prick towards Jeff. As Jeff tells him he's hard of hearing, but Carter couldn't care less and replies sarcastically.
Well, it's a lot of traffic out here, and I'm able to spread the message directly to people coming and going from City Hall.
At this point, another officer arrives on the scene and is filled in on Jeff's plans.
Yeah, man, I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not causing any problems. Just out here doing this the day before Veterans Day, spreading this message. God bless the homeless vets.
I got you. I mean, you got the right to do that. But did you sign up with the City Hall to be in a peaceful protest?
I'm not required to do that.
With us, you are.
According to the First Amendment, I'm not. Constitution. So. Yeah, I went to use the restroom, and I thanked them for using the restroom. Then I said, I'll just be out here for about 30 minutes. They said, you need to get a permit or something like that.
Yeah, the permit with it.
And I was like, well, I'm not asking for permission. I've already got that from the Constitution. So if you guys could just let me be for 30 minutes, and I'll be on my way.
Well, we'll go check with them, but if they don't want you here, then we'll have to escort you out or take you to jail, whichever one you want to do.
In fact, Jeff is correct about his point here. City Hall is a public space, and the First Amendment rights permit you to be able to practice free speech in any form, even if this may be a piece of cardboard or a helpful poster. But these cops are aloof on even this basic point.
And you guys can't require me to get a permit to do it. I mean, it's not lawfully, you can't require me to get a permit to do it.
Yeah, here in the city of Berry Hill, we're required to have a peddler's license.
to solicit.
Well, I definitely am soliciting. No doubt about that.
You got to have peddler's license. The guys we have here, you know, they're working for the contributor or something like that, you know, and they got a proper credentials.
The officer keeps rambling and comparing Jeff to other cases he's seen, but what he doesn't realize is that small-town ordinances don't override the law of the land, like the Constitution of America.
Yeah, I'm soliciting, but what I'm soliciting is compassion and love for homeless veterans. The day before Veterans Day, tomorrow's Veterans Day. I put it in my heart.
Tomorrow's not Veterans Day.
Huh?
Tomorrow's not Veterans Day.
Oh, when is it?
Saturday.
Saturday, sir.
So you come out tomorrow and do it then. We're not here.
Yes, sir.
Are you selling anything?
I'm not, no.
I didn't have a problem. You just standing out here for that in the beginning. So
okay.
Thanks for doing that for them.
All right.
As long as you're not selling anything, not trying to beg for anything, any kind of money, or impeding any kind of traffic ways or entrance ways, exit ways, then you're good out here. I'll just give you the ordinances, restrictions and stuff right here. That's all of our restrictions that we have.
Okay.
You're not violating anything as long as you're not sitting around blocking anything, like I said. But if you want to, here's all of our ordinance for everything that has to do with solicitation. If you want to go ahead and read that. Okay. But just want to let you know, if you do get a call that you're soliciting, I'm not saying you're going to. You only have to ask you to leave. So,
okay.
But other than that, then you're good.
Right. Like I said, the only thing I'm soliciting is goodwill and compassion for the homeless guys.
The other officer returns and becomes the voice of reason for once. He must have realized his basic training on laws from his academy days. He simply informs Jeff on the various restrictions that he has to abide by when protesting, and actually hears him out.
So even if you are panhandling, the courts have ruled that that's a charitable appeal for funds, and it's free speech. I mean, they can't outlaw somebody from just asking for help, because it's free speech.
Gotcha. Well, you got it all there. You've been cool, so I appreciate it.
Okay, you guys. All right, we'll do it. Y'all have a blessed day. Gotcha.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
All right, y'all have a blessed day. Stay safe.
Just like that, they set him on his way, and the world can perhaps be a slightly more compassionate place due to the efforts of auditors like Jeff and good policemen. As Jeff had pointed out numerous times in the video before, that asking for help for veterans, even if classified as solicitation, is lawful, since it was ruled by courts that asking for help for charitable funds is legal. Even though one of the cops was immature and untrained, his partner had the decency to respect Jeff's First Amendment rights. The last case showed us what respect and patience from cops can bring to us. This next case takes that concept and throws it out the window.
Don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
We have to identify.
I have not committed a crime.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't.
On June 9th, 2021, Sean from the YouTube channel Long Island Audit was peacefully exercising his constitutional rights at the Danbury, Connecticut Public Library, but the library staff alerted the authorities in no time at all.
Can I get your names and badge numbers?
Sure, can I have your ID, please?
No, you can't.
Excuse me.
Have you not heard that before?
I've heard it plenty of times. It's just I'm surprised because, well, my name and my badge number's right here.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you see it?
Tibbets?
Yep,
640. The pen is blocking the number.
Oh.
640?
Yep.
And Dennis, 647.
So I was told that you were asked to leave.
Okay, so would you like to know?
Is that correct?
Would you like to know what I'm doing here, sir?
Were you asked to leave?
Sir, would you like to know what I'm doing here?
I'd like to answer my question.
Sir, this is a public library. I see where this is going.
I want you to answer my question.
I see.
Officer Tibbets doesn't really want to hear anything and rather jumps into a demanding stance. I think he's forgetting that he wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for good citizens like Sean.
I see where this is going.
Security asked you to leave, and did the employees ask you to leave, sir?
No.
Were you
I was not.
Would you like him to leave, sir? Okay.
So security. So let me explain just so you get a. Let me just explain really quick so you guys can understand. So what I'm doing here is a First Amendment protected activity. I'm recording. I know you don't care, sir, but listen. If you violate that in any way and interfere with that,
I'm not violating it. They asked you to leave.
Yeah, but that they can't ask me to leave. This is a public library. Can I speak to a supervisor, please?
Sean has been through this scenario hundreds of times in his past videos.
This is a public library. I'm gonna ask you to de-escalate a little bit.
You need to go outside. You need to step outside.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 law enforcement officers.
The cops were surprised to see that he wasn't intimidated by their guns and badges, so they got more focused on throwing him out rather than getting his side of the story.
Well, I mean, just because you guys seem real hostile, I'm gonna explain myself ahead of time. Normally, I don't explain myself,
but I'll explain yourself yet.
I told you I'm gathering content for a story, and I'm engaging in a constitutionally protected activity.
For what? What is the purpose of it?
For what reason?
I'm not willing to disclose until it's published. Until it's published, I'm not going to disclose it.
Videotaping in a public place is allowed by the Constitution of America, which comes above any local policy or ordinance. Usually, in many of Sean's interactions, the people at the public place never complain about him recording. It's just the corrupt security and cops.
I could go up to somebody and say, listen, do you feel uncomfortable or uncomfortable? They're uncomfortable, you're breaching their peace.
No, that's not true.
Oh, okay.
You can't, yes I do, more than you, for sure. More than you, for sure. You can't turn up constitution protected activity into a crime, sir, unfortunately, as much as you'd like to.
Even if it's not a crime, it's creepy as heck.
I'm going to request a supervisor again.
In a minute.
I'm going to request one. I'm pretty sure your policy, if I go home and look at your policy, and I'm pretty sure if I request a supervisor, you guys should call one, correct?
Sean repeatedly asks for the supervisor, but his requests fall on deaf ears. They can't deny him his requests, so they stay quiet or delay him.
Acting like a child?
Yeah, so we're
Acting like a child.
we have a supervisor coming out here to appease your request.
Yeah, great. We're not friends. You're my servant, right? You're my public servant.
That's right.
You're here to protect and serve me.
Sure am. And I'm also here to protect and serve you too.
So I don't need protection. I don't need protection. So that's so that means
sure you're going to be okay and these people are going to be okay.
Because I don't need protection. That only leaves one more thing. You're here to serve me. That's what you're here to do.
Here's another thing. Did you get permission when you post that video of these people?
Don't need it. They're in public.
You don't need it?
Yeah, they're in public. Don't need it. See, you're learning something here today, man. Come on. This is what I do.
Eventually, the cops did agree to bring their supervisor to the scene, but not before getting schooled on the law. 24 years in service, and he doesn't even know what's protected by the Constitution. Says a lot about the kind of cop he is. Imagine what he would do when a camera isn't pointed at him. Eventually, Supervisor Sergeant Dickinson arrived on the scene.
Hey, Sergeant, how you doing? Good, nice to meet you, sir. Hey, I just said Sergeant Dickinson? Yeah. All right, thank you, sir.
Okay, so they would like you to leave?
Okay. Sergeant, okay. How about you mind your business?
Are you gonna leave?
Hold on.
Are you gonna leave? Yes or no?
If I don't leave, will I be arrested?
Yes, you're trespassing.
Okay, I'm gonna leave then, because you're under threat of arrest.
That's correct, yes.
Under threat of arrest. I'm going to leave. And no, you do not. Well, don't touch me. Don't touch. No, you don't. No, you don't. I have not committed a crime.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't. Listen, man, you're touching me.
They asked you to leave.
And I'm leaving under threat of arrest.
Okay. You're refusing to provide identification to us. We need
because I haven't committed a crime.
Seems like the total hierarchy of this police department is in shambles.
Go ahead. And don't touch me again, man. Seriously.
Listen, we tell you not to go anywhere, you don't go nowhere. You understand?
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Do you understand that, though?
I'm telling you. Do you understand that I told you not to touch me?
Do you understand that?
Don't touch me.
You don't leave until we say so.
Don't touch me. Nobody's scared of you, Tibbets.
No one's supposed to be scared of me. I'm talking over you because you keep yapping.
Okay.
You're not listening. You're here to sit here and preach about everything. You know the law.
I do.
You don't even know what simple trespass
I do. I do know the law. Unfortunately, more than you. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry that I know the law more than you. It's very sad.
You're sad.
Okay.
They really are. It's pathetic.
Stop.
Listen. Come on, man. There's
You're gonna talk to me now.
Sergeant Tibbets kept trying to escalate the situation by getting all up in Sean's face. Cops try this tactic to get a reaction out of the suspect so they have a reason to get hands-on. Luckily, Sean's calm demeanor was a thorn in his side.
And under certain circumstances, the library administration or designate, the gentleman right there, with the assistance or advice of the law enforcement authorities as necessary, may make decisions to remove or exclude individuals with or without warning who interrupt normal library operations by behaving in a disruptive or inappropriate manner towards customers or staff.
So you seem like a you seem like a good guy. You're trying to work with me, but I'm letting you know that this is.
It needs to produce ID.
This is what I do, sir. This is what I do. I've been to plenty of libraries. I've been to plenty of post offices, plenty of public. You're. Can I please speak to the sergeant? Please, I'm talking to the sergeant. So, like I said, sir, I'm engaging in a Constitution-protected activity. So that's not committing a crime. Exactly, that's the exact opposite. Because I'm exercising my rights that the Constitution gave me. I'm not disturbing anything, sir.
Okay. So you had your say. Okay.
If you give me a lawful order, I will comply.
The gentleman already asked you to leave.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. We have to identify you because after that, if you continue to come in here, then we would have to.
They're going to officially trespass you. They need your ID to give you a letter to officially trespass you from the city.
What I'm asking?
Okay.
So what I'm asking at this point.
Yeah.
you may leave with a verbal warning.
Even though momentarily the supervisor was being reasonable with Sean, the other officers were itching to put cuffs around Sean and call it a day.
Here you go.
Cool.
Great.
Nice day.
Get out.
Where's my trespass? Where's my trespass warning?
We'll send it to you in the mail.
After a bit of back and forth, Sean eventually agreed to leave under the threat of arrest.
If you didn't have that badge and you touched me? If you didn't have that badge and you touched me?
What is that? What are you trying to say?
Don't touch me.
What are you trying to say?
Because if you didn't have, you touched me.
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to leave.
You're trying to leave.
Just go. Just go.
I'm trying to leave.
Because it's not good for you.
It's not good for me. It's not good for you. I'm going. I'm going. I'm going. I'm going. I'm going. I'm not threatening. You're a douchebag. You're a douchebag. Yup. Is that against the law? I'm going. I'm going off the property right now.
According to the American Economic Journal, local governments spend over $12 billion annually funding the operation of 15,427 public libraries in the United States, just so civilians like Sean can be kicked out for exercising their rights.
It's public. You don't get it? This is what you think. No, it's not.
So because it's public, there's no laws or rules in anywhere? You can just do whatever you want?
No, that's not true.
So they have a law that says what you're doing was wrong.
They have a policy. They have a policy.
So they would like you to leave, and that's what we did.
No, but the law protects me to do what I do. You understand?
No.
It's a constitutionally protected activity. It's constitutionally protected activity. If I went in there and I was acting like an asshole,
you're wrong.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Hey, I want to file a complaint against him, Sergeant. He just grabbed my arm. Sergeant, he just grabbed my arm. I want to file a complaint. Sergeant.
Sean filed a notice of intent to sue the city clerk and filed formal complaints against all tyrants involved. And the result of that came soon after. In Sean's words, you don't always have to get arrested to bring change. And he's a living example of that. Interactions like these give us all hope to stand against tyrants.
These cops learned the hard way that being in uniform doesn't make you above the law. If you enjoyed watching these takedowns, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories where the tables turn on corrupt authority figures. This is Detective Mystery, signing off.